Member J.R. Holcraft.
I'm here.
Attorney Leslie Votaw.
Here.
Utility Director Mel Davis.
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements? Hearing none, approved minutes of previous meeting. I'll move. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Committee reports. Committee reports. New business. Presenter Rob Schutte, waive fees for pool, for fire police picnic.
Deputy Fire Chief Rob Schutte, Lawrenceburg Fire, trying to have a second annual collaboration with the police fire pool party. Like to see it for the pool pavilion.
When is it?
24th of August.
Okay.
If we can get lifeguards and stuff.
We shut our pool party
Tony,
down.
left microphone, will you?
We actually shut our pool party down the 10th because of lack of lifeguards, although we're going back to school. But for the fire department, we'll see if we can round up enough guards for that weekend to try and come down. Maybe some will go back from school for the weekend.
Okay. Work with Rob on it.
Yeah,
I think they
we'll
might
get
have
what you
training.
see. This is the first time we knew anything about the swimming pool. Questions?
I think you guys might have the training anyway, as long as someone.
As long as you're not one of them that is drowning somebody.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's not the way it works, Rob.
Anything aboard?
I'd make a motion to waive the fees for the fire and police picnic.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? The ayes have it. Thank you, Robbie. Marcia Purcell, Dearborn County 4-H Horse and Pony Club.
I am here because our Horse and Pony Club last year had a horse and pony fun show at the Lawrenceburg Speed Fairgrounds, and we're making sure that those facilities are being available this year on September 14th. Our goal is to increase enrollment. So last year we had 14 members, this year 22. So we're hoping that we can, gain some interest. And we have worked on making the arena more accessible and usable for the 4-H program. So we have added, making sure that that is a go.
No, that's just the little horse,
The horse
and
and
then
pony area,
way
yes.
back in the, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have something else in the front
And
part.
last year there was a fundraiser or something.
Yeah, there's an
at
auction.
the same time.
Did the city till that up for you and make it? Okay, I'll make sure they do that. Okay. What's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion to allow them to have their event.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? I'll make sure they take care of it for you.
Did you second that? Oh, JR, okay, thank you.
Susan, now it's yours. Tri-Kappa sorority basket bingo.
It's all Guyer.
I'll give you, sorry about that.
It's okay. I'm Kappa. We would just like to have our fees waived for basket bingo that takes place November.
What date was that?
November.
Okay, thank you.
Have you already booked that?
Mm-hmm.
Anything on the board? Entertain a motion?
I make a motion that we waive the fees for the Tri-Kappa sorority basket bingo.
For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it, thank you. AJ Hastings, donation Pee Wee football.
Good evening. I'm AJ Hastings, president of Lawrenceburg Pee Wee Football, and I'm requesting a donation to cover the entry fee for all the cheerleaders and football players, grades 1st through 6th, to attend the Lawrenceburg High School Franklin County football game that's scheduled to be at Lucas Oil Stadium this year. We have about 210 young boys and girls. It's $8 a ticket for each one of these kids to go to this game, and the high school wants the players to form a tunnel for the high school to come out onto the field. Even though the kids get to go on the field before the game, they're still charging us $8. So I'm asking for $2,000. If you have 200 kids, roughly $8 a ticket, that's $1,600. The additional $400, I'd like to get some school buses to help transport the kids up there. And if there's any money left over, I'll keep receipts what we spend, and then the money left over I give back.
Have you been to the foundation or anything for this?
We get money from the foundation, but because the amount of money is so large for these tickets, that's not something that we budgeted in. But no, I haven't gone after for this particular.
Anything on the board?
Does all the kids go to Lawrenceburg schools?
Not all of the children. We require that you either go to Lawrenceburg schools, or if you live in a school district, well, now that there's open enrollment in the districts, but for instance, if you went to Rising Sun doesn't offer a football program, so those kids can choose. So there's a few kids from Rising Sun, but with less than 10, all the way through first grade through sixth grade.
And the rest of them would live within Dearborn County?
Correct, yeah.
But there might be 10 outside of Dearborn?
Right. Those are only attending schools that don't offer football. That 200 mark includes the cheerleaders as well.
Board's pleasure.
Hey, AJ, what's the date?
September 21st, the Saturday afternoon.
High school
Baseball plays there.
That's the early game, right?
The first game, yes.
The high school plays at 2 o'clock.
Does any of the parents come up with ticket money? Have you asked yet?
Some of the parents, but I know that not even all the parents can afford to pay the registration fee. We don't turn kids away, and that was my fear. Is I know that there's kids that will get to miss out on this opportunity because their parents either won't take them or they don't have money for the ticket. So that's why I was trying to cover everybody. That's not, the coaches aren't going to get any ticket money. We're going to pay our own way. We're going to be chaperones for the whole thing. This is just for the kids themselves. And my plan was to have a sign up, so I'm sure not all 210 kids could go. So we're only going to buy tickets for the ones that will go, and then whatever's left over will return. We're not going to pocket any of it or anything like that.
If you was only to get a donation for part of it, could you do fundraiser or something to try to get the remainder?
Yeah, most of our fundraisers take place midway through the season, and since this is kind of a canary time through this, honestly, at the last second, as far as we want the Pee Wee kids to go, because they're invited onto the field and they get to do all these activities. I mean, it would definitely help that partial versus nothing. We would do our best to make up for the rest, yeah.
Do we have anything in council donations?
I don't know, but I do know where I did you all, in your packets, there was a thing on the Tiger football reunion. I'm going to bury here a minute. Did you all get that? Where they want a donation to start up their scholarship fund. And I got a letter from the LHS boys and girls soccer teams wanting $175 annually from the city to help with their program. Now, I have $2,500 in a line item that's budgeted for like high school stuff and things like that. If you want to, you know, take the 175 out of there and then, you know, divide the rest between, or whatever you want to do with the meter tradition and AJ here, there is money there. I don't know how much money we talking about, Bill?
I was just curious on how much.
I don't know what's left. No, I don't really.
So in that line item, there's a full $2,500.
There's a full $2,500. I checked. Yes.
And what line item was that, Jackie?
An activities item that I budget each year for things when the high school calls and says, we need $200 or we need this here, or we need some money there, little money. That's what I take it out of.
How much do we have in marketing and council?
I don't know because I didn't know that would come up and I didn't look. I mean, I know there's money left there too, but it's whatever you guys want to do.
I could get a specific amount of kids versus giving you every kid that we have, because I know not all the kids are going to want to go, and not all kids can go. But if I came back with 100 kids signed up and said they wanted to go, versus
You do that within the next 2 weeks?
right.
I mean,
you can do it, AJ.
Our next council meeting.
I'm offering to give the rest of it back, so I don't know, because I don't know how many kids are going to want to go, and I'm not exactly sure. Depending on how many kids go, I might need more school buses than anticipated. I don't know how much the school buses cost either. Hopefully the high school can work.
What do you think, Aaron? I want to go for it.
I want to see him all go a month ago.
I think AJ's doing a good thing there, and I think he's reaching out to kids that might not be able to afford to go, which there are a lot of children in our community that can't afford to do the extra activities that other families and children are able to do. So I make a motion that we donate the $2,000 to the Pee Wee football organization. AJ, run the numbers, and if there's anything left, you can return it to us.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Thank you, AJ. Tom Prakel, 9296 Administration.
I'm here to ask for council's approval for the committee with councilperson Jared Holcraft to head up the committee, and committee members are Randy Abner, Doug Brookbank, Lynn Slayback, and Derry Hutcherson, to discuss possibilities of having some kind of public recognition for the 92-96 Lawrenceburg City Administration that got the riverboat into Lawrenceburg, and I feel it's a worthwhile cause, and some, from a historical standpoint, it would be something that would benefit Lawrenceburg. In years to come, people would know who was involved in bringing the riverboat into Lawrenceburg. I'm just asking the council approval for a meeting, committee meeting, get their whole cast of committee members' telephone numbers.
Mauro, did you do anything on this yet?
I think our last meeting, he was setting the committee, trying to organize the committee.
Mm-hmm. We had to do that first, yeah.
What's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion to go ahead and move forward, have a meeting.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Roll call, please.
Wait a minute. Let me finish writing. Okay, Jane?
No.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mike?
Just a meeting.
I mean, that's all you're asking permission to have a meeting?
Meeting, right, to look for some ideals of how to have some kind of public recognition in Lawrenceburg and where to locate it. Basically come up with some ideals and possibilities.
If it's just for a meeting, yes.
Okay. JR?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, it's passed.
Ayes have it.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Now, wasn't this set up before? Wasn't this set up in the past before? I mean, because I've talked to Tom a few times on this, and I wasn't real sure.
I don't remember what was on.
There was no committee set up.
committee.
No.
So there's no budget or nothing like that either?
No.
I think it's just to get together, see what you're going to bring back. Just bring it back to council for.
Get some ideas.
Some ideals, basically, from the committee as to what they would like to see done and where they locate that type of public recognition.
See if council wants to finance it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess it'd be all right to have the meetings here at City Hall?
Sure.
Okay. I got a hold of Doug Brookbank, and he said about the only good day would be Saturday for him, so it'd have to be on a Saturday.
All right, I got everybody's number there
Yeah.
except for Hutchins.
Yeah, I know where he's at.
Get in contact with him.
He's not hard to find.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Mike Lawrence waive fees for RSVP picnic.
Yeah, Mary had contacted me about having their yearly or annual picnic at Agner Hall instead of Rising Sun, and I asked for the fees to be waived, which I'd called Kelly, had her to pencil in the date. I think it was August the 20th, I believe.
Okay. Suzanne's got it.
So I told her I'd bring it to the board to ask for the fees to be waived.
What's the board's pleasure?
I make a motion that we waive the fees for the RSVP picnic.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Donna Thacker, CASA and video.
Good evening. We're here to ask, well, this is a situation. We're going to do a public service announcement. This year we're concentrating on recovery. So the idea was to use the pool, and we're going to have people, families who are in recovery come and use the pool. We were going to do the pool. Healthy sun, really looking good, because a lot of young people are very happy to say that they're in recovery. There's not that. The issue is we won't know for sure when the filming can take place until we hear from the videographer. And he won't know. He won't know until about a week ahead of time. So I understand you're not going to have the lifeguards anymore out there.
No, we still have them. Yeah. I mean, we're open until Labor Day for the most part. The beginning August 20th, and we start shutting down. So.
Donna, they won't be able to have pool parties, is all.
We're hoping to have maybe up to a couple of hours so that these young people and their children can be having a good time at the pool, and we can get a really good shot of that to use in the commercial and just with a simple tag like recovery works if you work your recovery. That's really helpful. And it's just a matter of logistics now, and you don't know exactly what date.
We're asking you to waive the date we don't know.
Seems reasonable.
But to work with us. But picture this, here are all these glorious families having fun at the pool, and then you hear an announcer say all the people, all the adults in this video are in recovery. And then you flash to a couple of them who are saying how long they've been in recovery. And then at the end, you get a little bit of information. At the end, it says recovery works when you work your recovery. It'll be showing at the Greendale Cinema for a year. So during the winter months when it's all dreary, you'll see these people having fun in the sun, swimming and whatever. So that's what we're asking. That's our vision. Can't give you any more information.
Do you know if it'll be before September 2nd?
Yes.
The official last day.
It will be before. He'll call me probably in the next couple of days, and I'll have a week to try to scramble.
I'm going to give you guys a calendar.
Okay.
There's actually some days where both that might work for an option.
Okay.
Okay. Where you can meet it.
So what would we need? We need lifeguards there.
There's going to be people in the pool. I have to have at least one. I have to have one lifeguard. I need to know a date so I can make sure.
What do we do if we find out? Can't come back. That's the problem. We'll be in between meetings.
I think they can okay a date. I mean.
I think we can go ahead and move with it.
Next meeting's on the 19th. So, I mean, you might have a better idea at that point.
It won't be a
maybe?
Parks meeting.
Could we pass it?
Oh, you won't have a Parks meeting,
Yeah.
that's
Could we
right.
go ahead and pass it according to the date and let them get hold of Tony?
Yeah.
See why not?
Yeah.
Put that in motion.
There's your motion.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? There you have no date.
That's okay.
Thanks for waiving the fees for a date we don't have, but I would like to invite you all and your families or anybody that you think would be interested into a special screening of the documentary Recovery People that we've actually did a screening of here working with Greendale Cinema. It's going to be August 20th at 7 p.m. And it's about the new faces and new voices of recovery. 23 million people in long-term recovery today. That's all of what we are now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business.
I have one thing under old business. Someone asked me about the, we're gonna have that little memorial area to, I think 5 park people that are important to the parks. When do you think that? Like, I don't know.
Over in Todd Creech,
Yeah, I know
Mario.
one of the memorials are for Hawkins. When do you think that's gonna?
Working with the Little League people right now, it looks like we're going to do it their first game or when they have their parade.
Okay, spring.
I think Bill Bill's talked to Tom and some of the others, but I guess this year they want to do, or excuse me, next year, like a carnival type atmosphere in that whole parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we were trying to do it this year, but with the big tournament, but there was some issues with the stones and the plaques. So, and they wanted it to be a big deal, so they wanted to wait.
Mike, you wanted to, poll managers here
Yes.
for some reason. Wait up to the microphone.
Thanks for coming. I think you know on Facebook, there's been a lot of people complaining about the fee for the pool. And it was put in place, you know, because there's overcrowding, bus loads coming, blah, blah, blah. I was just saying, is that been corrected
We
or?
were here that last time and you guys decided how much to raise it up. You brought up $8.
Mhm.
Made a motion for that. I'd like That's the people coming as often. It's kept the crowds down where they're main. Hasn't been a very good swimming season so far. We could have had bigger crowds, but we had a few weeks there been pretty hot. Our big crowds were.
Yeah, on the hot days, we have 300 to 600.
That's a heck of a lot better than 900.
More manageable.
It's a lot safer.
So it's working.
Yeah, the old saying is, if it works, don't fix it.
Exactly.
It's not
If it ain't
hard.
broke, don't fix
Like
it.
the fact that they can come to their pool and get a chair to sit in, and it's not packed and crowded, they can enjoy swimming. I've heard quite a few comments like that
Yeah.
down there.
I have to.
So, and this is coming from the not that people aren't for doing it there, they just like the fact they can enjoy their pool.
They got more room.
Yeah.
Well, one of my,
100 people days, you can walk across the pool on their heads.
one of my big thoughts is with Greendale, and they have their pool open now, and at that time, they wasn't gonna have a pool, you know, for a while, and is at least, if the board would consider, you know, which next year, cause this year's about gone for swimming, a $5 fee, which I believe is the same as Greendale. Is it $5?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So that,
No,
the,
it's $5.
For Lawrenceburg, Greendale, $8 for everybody else.
yeah, I would still wanna keep the $8 for out of town. You know, because if not, we're gonna have busloads of people back again from Ohio and Kentucky and, but so the kids that go to school together, they can stay together, you know, they can come over here, they can go to Greendale, vice versa, for the same cost, other than Lawrenceburg resident is free. But
That's up to you guys. Go enforce whatever you want.
I just wanna see if the overcrowding issue was taken care of.
You guys have
That,
ideas?
yes, it has been taken care of. It's been very nice.
Our numbers so far this year, we've had coming in, we've had 16,785 people. Down some from last year, but we've had 5 days this year we closed early and 3 days we closed completely, and last year we didn't even have that at all. We only had 2 days all summer last summer. Really hot and dry this year, it's not been that way.
Now, do you know how many days that is of the pool being open
Total?
for that amount of people?
I can count.
Well, that's all right. I thought you might done.
From May 25th to August the 4th. That's the day we opened. And I'll tell you how bad the weather was. Opening day last year, on the 26th, we had 381 people. Nice. Opening day this year, we had 21. So weather has been really a huge factor in our numbers. It really made a huge, 672 was the second day of opening last year.
It's like last week,
217 this
last
year.
week our water temperature was.
2.5 weeks ago, we were 90.
What should be, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you had a couple weeks that was real good.
The week before that, I had to run cold water into the big pool and run the water out of the pool at the same time just to keep it under 97 degrees. Drastically. And when that water's 7 degrees, people don't want to come swimming.
I mean, we still have a pretty good prices on passes. Our passes are still cheaper. If people really want to come, a family pass is $135 for 4 people, $25 for an additional person. The other $50 a person, they only have family passes. So for 4 would be $200. Yeah, so we, our passes, if they really want to come and they plan on coming all summer, they do that's a pretty good price for people.
Yeah, the only thing me personally would like to see is the daily rate for, basically Lawrenceburg kids that go to Lawrenceburg schools, so they can stay together after school,
Right.
No problem.
Find a way to prove that they're,
Don't,
I guess they should.
I was gonna say, don't they all have a school badge that they can?
The little kids aren't allowed bringing them home, though.
And this is during the summer for the most part.
the younger, like central and primary.
Could be like a report card or
Yeah.
something from the school. Library card, I don't know what they have for the,
I mean, we could always do a cheaper rate for kids, if you guys want to consider that.
for what?
Do a cheaper rate for kids, you know, if you want to consider something like that for next season. Maybe do this price for an adult, you know, figure what age groups you want to do it at, and then do a second price for kids. I mean, that's just an idea, so. Would you have an option of? Those little babies take up a whole lot of room.
Now, what about, because I had a couple of people ask me this, and I told them I didn't think so, but if the adult, the parent, doesn't swim, do they have to pay? That's what I told them, but, okay.
Because usually they're dressed and you're not allowed.
Okay.
We have a lot of grandparents that will do that. Splash park being fenced off and segregated from the pool for the little one, that works pretty good.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming.
I have some calendars, if any of you guys like them for any.
They've got, I put them in their packets, they've got them.
They all these?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
the dates you give me,
Yeah, I actually typed it up and made it look
Okay.
a little bit neater. I don't, the one I gave you was kind of.
that's what they got.
That's okay.
How about if I give you one that's a little bit neater looking? I have a little more time to work on,
Thank you,
so
Dee.
you guys can have one that's.
Thank you.
I just put mine in a file.
Last year, I'm trying to.
Jackie, gotta get.
I got one, not one of those, but I got one.
Until 8.
I just put in the file D.
May or
Okay.
may not be. If there's nobody there, we'll use it supposedly.
Thank you.
But you always hear the grown-up thing.
There you go.
Some of them will show up. Some of them.
No, it's too cold.
Lifeguard wise, next year we won't have to look at things.
79 degrees, I'm happy.
I'm afraid the way the weather's been, it's gonna be hotter than heck here in about a week or so. Not all the way in September probably, because you have to pay for school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more old business? Review and discuss claims, board approval.
I'll move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Board works 5 minutes.
What number are you in? What apartment? One? I'll bring it to you tomorrow. I'll get it from Marie.
You gotta,
If you don't hear from me by noon, give me a call.
Get out.
things on there.
Get out. Tony, we spent enough money on that. Go.
I knew there was something else.
Dan, haven't you
Oh.
heard Jackie? I'm sorry. I'll bring that up. I forgot.
Yeah.
Let me put it on there.
I knew that.
A lot of people out there tonight, Jackie. What's going on?
Just not work. Oh, here? I don't know. Hi. I don't get one.
Announcements. So I'll start bringing it up now later. I'm sorry.
I was, no, honey, I'm
Country, and
fine.
I'll get the rock for you tomorrow. Bar of Blues or Bar of Blue. Kelly Pickler and Jamie Johnson. And then I'll get you the rock. Because,
How's everything going across the street?
Okay.
I need to get it.
Suzanne, we'll have quite a bit more coming in by the end of the year though, right?
What's that?
The wagering,
Yeah,
like starting in September, August.
In 12, you'll notice the guy, that's when they turn us off, and then it kicks back on.
But this is all the revenue we received for our
City.
the city. The rest we dispensed.
No, this is the total. They took us half and we dispensed almost exactly the same amount. So you see, this is the total, we get half of it, the other half would be about $2 million.
And we kept the other half.
I said, you're okay.
Which would be about,
This is the part we kept, the 11 million.
That's all we got in revenue last year was $11 million.
Just on wager and admissions, that's all I was counting up there.
Not the true up or anything. True up around about 29.
The true up was 23.6, it varies.
6, 7, 8.
23.
And then make it an annual fee monthly of $495,000 monthly.
That's an industry.
How much?
Yeah.
Another zero on there.
Of that $495,000, every time I get that check, I make a check for $41,000.
She hasn't found out yet.
How many times a year do we get that?
No, but I'm gonna, I mean, I plan on going.
We get this monthly?
But, that's the thing is.
We don't keep all that.
She said she looked at it.
I dispersed $41,666.67 monthly.
And,
So I'm around that off to 42,000. Because it was 41 something, right?
Yeah.
$41,666.67 monthly.
Say it again.
$41,666.67.
That's what she said.
That gets the Conservancy monthly.
Thank you. Here's a new investment record. I had to change this figure. I forgot when you were in the other day. I took 10 million from this U.S. investments and moved it to the bank because we had bills for the event center that were going to be paid. And I had said that was money set aside for the event center. Some of it, not all of it.
How much more are we going to have to pull? Another 15 probably?
Well, I've taken 20. We're probably going to have to pull another 10 or something. I don't know for sure. I really don't know. It was supposed to be 24, it was supposed to be 48. So I've moved 20, probably another 20, give or take.
Did they go ahead and agree to pay Kyle's bill? Got straightened out? Bill?
You have to ask Leslie. She can bring it up tonight.
Okay, I don't want to sign this till I know.
Well, you don't have to sign
If
till
it was
later.
approved.
It's not in there though. His bills, he's not in there, Jay.
Oh, he's not in this
Remember I
group.
told you that Friday? He was in there?
He's not in there.
He already gave 2 weeks to get all that back.
Okay.
Let's take it away from them.
I didn't know if you could go ahead and include them in there, but it would be the next
May the force be
round.
with you. I said, may the force be with you also.
Thank you. I don't know about you.
They have to get
I'm trying to find him. Have her sign his bill. Yeah, I need a signature. Please, thank you.
Can I borrow your ink pen again? I got mine zipped up.
I mean, otherwise it just.
Assistant.
They're only one builder.
No, there's 2 of them, but just sign the front.
Good. Hello.
Yeah.
I didn't get to wear my tie or anything. They
I
shoved me
used
there
to
last
email
minute.
collect the bag, sorry about
Thank you. Sorry, Aaron, darn it.
Thank you.
that. Thanks.
Leslie. Jean wanted to know if we paid this bill. I said, Leslie has it, she's gonna bring it up tonight.
Yeah.
And I said,
We haven't paid yet.
so,
That's
just so you
why I
know.
made a copy of everything.
Okay, but I made her sign
I
it.
can understand what he wants.
And I'll make Mike sign it too, okay?
Well, like I said, some of the family members I talked
Am I ready?
said that it's not.
I don't know.
Aaron, you ready?
Yep. Now, I will.
Yes, sir. Call this Board of Works meeting order. Roll call, please.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Donnie Bryant.
Present.
Member Mario Todd.
Here.
Member Bill Bruner.
Here.
Assistant Police Chief Gene Hunnefeld. I'm sorry, Mike Lanning. I'll get it. Assistant Fire Chief Rob Schutte. Deputy? Oh, well, excuse me, okay. EMS Director Bobby Mills. I'm not calling on either one of you two again. Attorney Leslie Votal.
Here.
Utility Director Mel Davis.
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements? There none, approved minutes of previous meeting.
I'm gonna move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Committee reports. Fire, Rob Shooty.
Have two things. We had 33 fire incident reports for the month of July, and I'm also here to ask the board permission to use the money we have budgeted for training. To finish, we have 11 of our staff officers that have completed the online blue card training, which is a incident command certification based training that takes you to level 4 and level 5 incidents, which is 99% of the responses we have. And now we have to go get a 3-day computer scenario, which would be housed at our station. And it covers the residential apartments, strip malls, commercial and big box. Basically, you sit there on computers and you're the incident commander, you're the accountability, you do every role on all these big stores. And it comes to $425 a person. Times 11 is $4,675. We have the money appropriated. Want to know if we can go forward with that and get our guys certified.
What's the board's pleasure?
The first one's in the county to have it.
Yeah.
I'm
You have the
so
money?
moved to move forward. It's in the budget.
It's in the budget. Entertain a motion.
He did.
Second.
All in favor?
Donnie,
Aye.
I was to say, Donnie made the motion. Move forward. Okay.
Please, Mike Lanning.
A few things, Mayor. First of all, I handed out a packet to you guys. And in that packet, there is what's called an ultimate canine transporter. Our canine guy would like to purchase one. He has the money in his budget. He wants one of the 4-dog, 4-ride trailers. I highlighted there the fully loaded price. I think that's somewhere around what he's looking to get. Like I said, it's be able to transport the dogs inside for them to go to different trainings throughout the state. They also have plenty of room for any kind of training equipment and stuff. With the training equipment being said, we also have a 2004 smaller trailer that was utilized for training that he would like to, or we would also like to donate to a group called the Indiana Outlaws. It's a 8-year-old softball team, a traveling softball team. They approached us.
What was the name again?
Indiana Outlaws.
Oh, okay, thank you.
In your packet also is their letter of non-profit organization. With the board's permission, we'd like to go ahead and donate the 2004 trailer to them so they could utilize it to travel around to play softball. And also with the board's permission, I'd like to go ahead and give Jake the authority to go ahead and order him a new trailer that he loves.
Anything the board?
How much is that
The only
fully
thing I
loaded
would have as
price?
far as the donation, we would definitely need a release, just like with anything we've done with the fire, anything we donate, they would just have to sign a release, but that's all I have as far as the donated trailer.
Do I need to get that through Jackie's office, the release forms? Or
I don't have one. It's,
Okay.
somebody can get it done.
I've already done one preliminarily for the fire truck we were doing for Aurora, I believe, right?
Oh, the one for the career center?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, and that's not happening for a little while, but yeah,
That already
also
did
did, I
happen.
think, one for the, but yeah, no problem.
Mike, when Jake goes to these trainings, I reckon Aurora and Greendale go too, and he'll probably offer some room for their dogs since it's got air in there.
Absolutely, that way they can travel in one vehicle. If there's 4 or 5 of them going, they can fit the 4 dogs inside the trailer, hook the trailer to, one of the SUVs or the truck that we have, and ride comfortably all together to the different trainings. I know they're coming up next week. As a matter of fact, they will be up in Peru, Indiana for the Canine Olympics. They go every year. There's 4 or 5 of them from around the area here that go up every year to compete.
Your Honor, I'd so move to get the money in the budget.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? We'll probably need separate motion on the,
Donation.
That's not a considerable motion.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Thank you, Mike.
The next thing I'd like to bring up to the board, not sure if anybody's aware, one of our part-time clerks that works the weekends and holidays put in a resignation and 2 week notice a while back. Her last day was Sunday, August the 4th. She got a job, full-time job, with a dispatch, with UDF, as a dispatcher, dispatch trucks. With the board's approval, I'd like to try and go ahead and move forward, with a, process to, advertise and stuff for a part-time clerk that would work weekends and on holidays like she did.
Board's pleasure.
I'd so move to advertise for the position.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
My third and last
Oh.
order of business. With the board's approval, I'd like to try and move forward. I spoke to each of the board members individually, just to find out what their pleasure was. I'd like to go ahead, if they would approve it, move forward on hiring a full-time officer for our department. When Mr. Jump moved over to the Special Crimes Unit, he was never replaced on the road. My guys have been working lots of overtime. My hat's off to them. They've been busting their hind ends pretty good to cover the overtime. But they also deserve family time and weekends off too. Right now, we put out quite a bit of overtime. Yes, ma'am.
Is there money in the budget?
No, and that's what I was
Okay, all right, okay. I was just gonna say, we talked about that just last week, I think.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right,
Yeah, I've gotten some numbers from your office on some different things, so I can share
Okay.
numbers if there was questions. With the board's approval to, start a process or to move it on to council for appropriation of funds for that position, just to help my guys out and help the schedule out.
Anything on the board?
It'll probably be, close to the same price as, the money you're paying for overtime anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so just as the end of June, and I just got this from Jackie's office, and it doesn't count July, we've already paid out $60,000 in overtime this year. I know that's a large number, but with that being said also, we have several officers that have years of service that require them to have 3-4 weeks vacation. And, of course, they have to take their vacation. That's part of the union contract that they take the vacation. So we are covering that, but, again, my guys are working, their days off, their weekends off, and I think with the extra man, I could be flexible a little bit more on the schedule to help cover some of that, and maybe even, hopefully, lessen some of that overtime that we're paying out. With that being said, here we are coming into August, and in September, we have Fall Fest coming on. My guys are required to work that all 3 days. That's overtime. So, hopefully by hiring a warm body, I can maybe lessen paying out so much in overtime. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you either that by hiring one guy, we're not going to have any overtime, because we'll always have overtime. I mean, that's just the animal, the beast. But maybe I can lessen some of that and save some overtime in the budget.
Any more from the board?
No. I'd send it to council with a favorable, subject to appropriation.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, that's it.
EMS, Bobby Mills?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to request a work session from the board, reference equipment upgrade and continued education.
You got a date picked out?
No, I don't have a date.
What's a good date for everybody?
Next regular council meeting, we have other
Before
work
then?
sessions, like,
Yeah, why don't we do it 5 o'clock before the next council meeting?
in 2 weeks.
no, not in 2
Is it 2 weeks?
12.
5 and 14, it'd be the 19th, yeah,
19th.
19?
yeah.
Council meeting, oh, okay.
Yeah, at 5 o'clock. Will that work,
Get
Bobby?
it done 20 minutes, can't you?
Take very long now.
Oh, I got the wrong
Okay with the
month.
board?
What time?
5,
Okay.
before the regular meetings.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. New business, Mario Todd, change order.
Yes, Your Honor. In your packet is the change order number 1 for the restrooms at the fairgrounds. Pretty self-explanatory. The bulk of it is utility, unforeseen utility needs.
Anything board?
Here we go.
Entertain a motion?
Motion. Motion to approve for the change order.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Any more, Mario?
That's all I had, Your Honor.
Old business.
I do have I have a tentative date for the resetting of Mr. Taylor's termination hearing. Been trying to coordinate this with all of the legal counsel in order to not delay this any further. Confirmation from Mr. Diltz, who is Chief's counsel, and from Mr. Taylor's attorney, Mr. Butler, that they are available on August 28th. And so we had some dates the following week, but with the holiday and everything, the general consensus of council anyway was to just try to get this done at the end of the month. So I wanted to check with the board and make sure that the August 28th date, which would be at 4 p.m., is good with everyone on the board.
That's a Wednesday, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
All right, everyone on the board?
I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Oh, okay.
This board already?
What time, Les?
4?
Or we could do 4:30, but with how the last one went, we just thought starting as early as we, I think we started the last one at 5. And we were 2 hours in and didn't even get to anything. So it may be, we were hoping to start it earlier, but if 4 o'clock's too early, just let me know.
No, it's not too early. I was wondering if it was early enough.
Well, I mean, as far as legal counsel goes, I know Mr. Diltz, he's coming from Bloomington, so I would need to check with him, but I would not see that he would foresee a problem with, I would not see him having to be here earlier that afternoon, because he's just going to mark out the afternoon anyway, but that's up to the board.
I'm fine with 4.
Mario, you okay?
I'm good.
Bill? Yes. Donnie?
Yes, Your Honor.
He said he was, yeah.
All right, so I will sell formal confirmation. Mr. Butler is, again, out of town, so I will make sure that notice gets made to Mr. Taylor as well, and maybe the police can help me out in serving him notice as far as confirmation of the state, instead of Mr. Butler coming back to town and saying he can't make it then as well. So we'll make sure that the notice gets out to Mr. Taylor as well.
Okay, Mike?
Yeah, that's fine. That's all I have.
Any more old business?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just wanted to make sure. I did also prepare a claim for the court reporter for that hearing. She just charged $75 an hour, which was 2 hours, so I am going to submit that claim. But I went ahead and asked for a transcript of the last hearing, just because we had so much time in between the last hearing and the hearing coming up at the end of the month. I hope that's okay with the board. I think that's probably part of, being part of the legal department, I can do that, but I just feel it, and, I will share that with Mr. Taylor's counsel as well as Mr. Diltz. That way, we have a record of the prior proceeding, and I can also make sure the board gets a copy. That way, we know, I know you were gone, so it might help as far as bringing people up to speed and knowing exactly what people said at the last meeting. So I figured we were probably going to have to order a transcript anyway at the end of it for all of it. So at this, I just asked for the transcript for, so that we'll be prepared for the August 28th meeting. So just wanted to let them know.
Any more?
No, that's it. Sorry.
Okay. Any more old business? Hearing none, review and discuss claims board approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Who made the motion, please? Mario, thank you. Okay.
Motion adjourned.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Utility board, 5 minutes. Is that you been busy? Maybe time?
Take it all the way to a dead end.
I may.
So that makes this
I need to.
Fairhaven.
See a lot of building for me. My brother-in-law wanted to do it, but I don't think he can. You know how it works.
So it'd be Canoe's house in between.
If you don't, I'll
There'd
give
be a house on the corner, then Mike's house,
it. Ain't nothing, but
and then Fairhaven parking lot.
Fairhaven West.
if I'm not.
Oh, okay.
It's the right area though.
I don't think.
No,
You know-
no,
you
no
know
one
how
has
it
one.
works.
This is all brand new, so.
Probably not.
So,
Where'd you thought I might be able to
Family
get
happen.
cut grass?
That ain't easy.
Well, the west would be take, where's the railroad track?
Stanley?
One headlight.
Cross
No
this.
headlight.
get on the agenda.
Fine.
For appropriations.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry about the
Mary.
Wednesday. That was only,
I get seasick.
I was just trying to find, she wants to know where
I'm trying to think who we got actually. I don't think it's Wednesday's usually
Yeah, but you know what I like?
pretty
I
late.
like that face. I think that looks nice.
So if anything, I go back there.
yeah.
Come over and
got great
meet without
eyes.
being gym clothes. Yeah, we're just here to.
Okay. All right, good.
She's definitely in the blue. Is that all one?
Yeah, she's in one.
Need help approval, what it is.
Straight from
Because there's nothing down 50 really except for Tuscany Bay and Link Meyer. Because this all used to be
Right.
two.
Split to the other way.
So now it goes down 50, which is nothing here except for Link Meyer and
Had you on timer?
Tuscany Bay. There's nobody down through this.
Down there.
The same amount of people as one,
Yeah,
but
they
Same
they got moved up. They were playing with so many.
Oh, really?
But they had so many on the strikers. And they asked. And Tyler knows all the
Really? That's awesome.
They're little compared to the rest of them.
Right.
They're all
He was goalie last game.
What I gotta say?
I was at that Lions pitch and playing to see him play. They won 7-1.
Jane, can you have a talk with this one?
So that was pretty good.
What did he do?
How are you doing? Andy, I thought Andy.
Doing well. I didn't recognize you in that new car the other day.
He was telling me.
There's all the teams.
I hear you.
They already have a team.
That or stay undercover. I don't know which one it is.
I was going to play.
That is running pouring down rain, paving out there.
I think I'm kind of waiting.
Couldn't find any coins
There's another one.
I still haven't had anything like that.
Oh, I was in my truck.
Taking care of Tyler.
Yeah, you heard about it. Yeah, I don't want to take I'm trying to save your email for Christmas.
Guys ready?
I wanted to go hunting for some flint too, but I haven't even had a chance to do that. I'm gonna see if
Then city council.
Call us board. Call utility board to order. Roll call, please.
Member Jane Pope? Present. Member Aaron Cook?
here.
Member Bill Bruner?
Present.
Member Mike Lawrence?
Here.
Member Jared Holcraft?
I'm here.
Attorney Leslie Votaw? Utility Director Mal Davis?
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr?
Here.
And myself.
Announcements? Hearing none, approved minutes of previous meeting.
I'll move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports.
Thank you, Your Honor. In your packet, you all will find the financial statement for all of the utilities for your review. You'll also find a letter to Mr. Ober regarding the damage at the pump station, and letters from Mr. Dillard and Mr. Williamson regarding the warranties on the heat pump. And per the board's approval last meeting, I went ahead and instructed Mr. Williamson to order the equipment based on those two letters. Our utilities have been busy with the routine maintenance of their systems, and we expect to get busy here the next 2 or 3 weeks with some work down at the event center. I believe the bridge project is supposed to come out in November, so the electric utility will have some major work to do there, and I'll keep you all informed of that. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mel.
Can I ask Mel a question?
Go ahead.
The letter, Mr. Ober, did you get a response back?
Not yet, but we did get the bill, and I sent him another letter since this letter's come in. So.
You know how much that was? Or?
It's about $1,400, $1,500. He hasn't asked for any payment yet either, so.
Any more, Mike?
Nope, that's it.
I got a question on the Proximo. How did they respond to our action?
They haven't yet, Mrs. Pope. Still waiting on a response. If I don't hear anything within this week, I'm going to try to get a meeting with the general manager of Proximo and see what their intentions are.
Some of this work they had to do anyway, didn't they, Mel, for the tanks?
Pardon me?
Some of this work they had to do anyway for the tanks, didn't they?
They did. They put those 2 new tanks in there, the rail siding, so they had to rearrange their fire and domestic connection anyway. And it just doesn't make any sense to me that they're stonewalling a little bit, but I'm going to find out what the deal is, so.
I did receive a call. Now, they told me in the phone conversation, which I kind of expect them to be on the agenda in here tonight, that Lawrenceburg wanted to abandon that line is the whole purpose of it.
That's the one out on 50.
But they said that they needed abandoned, didn't.
Well, they don't operate the water system. That main is 80 years old, and if they want to purchase that from our utility, that'd be okay.
But I mean, since they paid a tap fee at one time,
we aren't charging them.
It's not our obligation to.
No, we aren't charging them a tap fee. They're
yeah, but at some point, I would assume they paid a tap fee.
Probably back in the 20s, but we aren't this time charging them a tap fee. And since they had to reroute it anyway because of the tanks, I can't see where all the expense is. But I'll let you know, so.
Mel, you may clarify that you did run a line to the site. There's a new line to the site there, Michael.
We did, to their property line, and it has a valve. And they have to go maybe 80 feet. And I believe the biggest expense is the backflow device that we're requiring, according to our ordinance, which we would have required anyway, no matter where the line went.
What size line is that?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Pretty expensive backflow.
Yeah, I just expect them to be here, and since they're not, I mean, I don't really have anything to comment on it until they're here.
I don't either. I'll, like I say, I'll try to set up a meeting and get some answers for the board and myself.
Any more, Mel?
No, it's all.
Mel, you probably said this, but I can't hear you all the way down here, so.
I'm sorry.
We did decide to go with Gearing as the low bidder because they did offer a 10-year warranty.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any new business? Hearing none, go to old business. Hearing none, review and discuss claims, board approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Huh?
Roll call, please.
Hang on. Member Jane Pope.
Present.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Bill Bruner.
Present.
Member Mike Lawrence.
Here.
Member J.R. Holcraft.
Here.
Assistant Police Chief Mike Lanning. Deputy Fire Chief Rob Schutte. Attorney Leslie Votaw. I'm sorry, EMS Director Bobby Mills. Utility Director Mel Davis.
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself. Oh, wow.
Any announcements?
Hey, Mayor.
Yes.
Under Parks, I forgot to bring up a waive the fees for a benefit. I was gonna see if I could bring it up under either new business or old business. Just
Sure.
bring it up under the council. See if we could do that.
Council, Park Board, anyway, sure.
And I do have some stuff under old business too that I passed out to you before the meeting, so I would also like to address
Okay.
that at home.
Any announcements? None? Approve the minutes of previous meeting?
Yep, I got one correction on that.
Okay.
I couldn't find a thing.
It's on the last page, the third sentence. When the ladies were here talking about the dog issue on Short Street at the last meeting. It says, her son was attacked and bit on April 13th by this dog, but it's actually the lady's other dog that attacked and bit the child.
Okay, not the dog in question we were talking about.
Yeah, it was the lady's other
It
dog.
was another dog,
Yeah.
okay.
And that was all.
Any more? Okay. Entertain a motion?
So moved with corrections.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports. Police highways and curbs, Aaron Cook.
No report, Mayor.
Fire Department, Bill Bruner.
No report, Mayor.
Fire Department,
Nothing new to report.
Police Department.
I have a couple things, Mayor. It was brought to my attention, I guess, it was either the last meeting or the meeting before that, questioning the speed trailer up on Harbor Bridge. I have a summary here in front of me from the page. It was up there from June 24th till July 23rd. Just so everybody's pleasure, the speed limit through there is 25 mile an hour. The average speed that it recorded was 19.15 mile an hour. 50 percentile of people that went through there was at 17 mile an hour. 5th percentile was 22 mile an hour, with a pace and speed range of between 19 and 28 miles an hour. The maximum speed that was recorded of people going through there was 37, and the total volume of cars going up from Randy and Harwood was 1,920 cars. If I would like to see this report or summary of it, feel free to see me. I can more. Brought to my attention that somebody was questioning the speeds up there. We've also got it set on power now to record those speeds in there because there was some complaints in that area. So, I mean, it does show that there was some people speeding, but the majority of the speeds were 19 to 28 mile an hour with the speed limit being nothing real major, but yes, still some room for enforcement in those areas.
Thank you. EMS, Bobby Mills. New business. Robert Bill's concerns on one-way street.
Mayor, council, I live on 6th Street. It's a one-way street. It's been one way since we put the stupid bridge in. I'm tired of people driving the wrong way on a one-way street. I've got little kids lives on that street. They don't look up the street when they're supposed to. They run out the street. We got that youth home on the corner. They go out in the middle of the street. They don't look and watch for cars coming. I got a guy that lives down around the corner, thinks he's above the law, thinks he can drive down the wrong way street anytime he feels like it. He told me, he said, the cops do it, I can do it. I'm tired of it. I want something done about it.
Mike, you want to get with him? Find us into this.
I've asked the law, I've had them over there. Sir, I'm sorry for interrupting. I've had the cops over there 3 or 4 times. I'll tell the other guys, we'll get people over here, we'll watch and look for them. We'll catch them. They don't come. They don't show up. They don't come around there.
Make sure you put a patrol car over and get with him with this man, have something done about it.
Yes, sir.
They'll show up now.
We have a stop sign, sir. They don't stop for it. I've even seen the cops run. They don't stop for it. If they ain't gonna stop for it, take it down, get rid of it. I never seen why they put the stop sign there to begin with. It's on that curve as you go around. The only thing I can hear is they got stop signs for when people go straight. Because nobody stops. No, I do, because it's a law. But when people tells me that they're above the law, that's when it's got to be stopped.
I agree. Tell your patrolman they can't go down a one-way street either.
Yes, sir.
And pick up patrols over.
And one more that's you, I didn't get a chance to put it in. I'm tired of this racetrack. Keep me awake until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. The curfew is 11 o'clock noise. They've been running 2 and 3 o'clock for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm tired of this. Kept awake half of the night, waiting just because they want to run late races. And half the county agree with me. But everybody complains about it. And that we should not have to listen to all that noise 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
How long is
Well, we have to
it
get
one
up
last?
It's not supposed to start a race after 11:30.
11 o'clock supposed to be
It's
the
11
cutoff
o'clock.
time for
If,
races.
if it hits 11 o'clock and they've already started a race,
Yeah,
They can finish
They
it,
can finish
but
it.
not
But how
till-
long is a race?
Depends.
It lasts
15,
about
20 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes, no longer. They only
Well-
run so many laps.
Depends
No
on
contact speedway.
how many lap race
Yeah,
it is.
they've
Because some of
lasted-
those would be a
yeah.
50-lap feature and,
Yeah.
But you can run a 50-lap feature in 20 minutes.
yeah, without
You don't have
caution.
Cautions.
I used to go to races back years ago. I used to run a record there. You can't tell me, and they was always done by 10:30 and cleared out the track by 11.
Well, if they're running
They
that,
do it, and there ain't no reason why they can't do it now.
We'll contact the operator and have them stop it.
if they're running that late, they're starting way after 11.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're starting too late.
This contract, I think, says they cannot start a race after 11.
Right, and they've been running for the last 2 or 3 weeks until
I think it was a little later.
2 and 3 o'clock
Was
in
it
the morning.
11 or was it 2?
Keeping us awake.
Was
And
it
I
11 or
even have
11:30?
half a green deal, because they all hear it,
No, it wasn't.
they all that keeps them all awake.
That's all right if they got the noise, as long as we don't have it.
I mean, it sounds like they're right in my bedroom, because I'm right there fighting.
Right.
Mayor, could you ask
Redo a year, too.
I know there's officers over there working, could you ask them to keep kind of a log of what time they're finishing?
Yeah,
Well,
that
have
would
them
be
shut
a
it
good
down.
idea.
I
As
appreciate
long as you
it.
don't have a race started. If he's got a race started, now he has to finish his race.
Right, but I can lay there and listen to him start race after race after race, and he's no different than nobody else. He's not above the law. He should have to close down at 11 o'clock.
We'll be on it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Phi Beta Sorority, Portalettes, Arts and Craft.
My name is Leanne Henry. I'm from Phi Beta Psi sorority, which recently took over the Arts and Crafts in the Park in Newtown Park, which is happening on September 8th this year. And in the past, the council has provided portalettes. Facility and will
That's kind of an ongoing thing. They're already ordered.
They're already ordered?
Yeah, that's every year they do that. 'Cause
Okay. Do we need?
You need
to
to probably get some approval from them, but everybody approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve the portalettes and hand sanitation center as in the
Second.
past.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? We do it every year because it's a kind of annual thing.
Do we need to continue to come to?
Yeah, you probably should every year, but,
Okay.
okay. The reason they do it so they get a better price.
Or you might wind up without portlets some year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judge McMillan, Town of Brookville.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the council. I'll try to be relatively brief up here, but there are a lot of balls in the air that we've been working very hard with in Brookville for about a year now, and there's a lot of things to try to explain, so I'll get it out quickly and concisely. What I'm here today to do is talk to you about the previous grant application for the Town of Brookville and Brookville Redevelopment Commission trying to help spur economic development in the town. And this board very wisely called some attention to some things there that they weren't uncomfortable with. I appreciate your time earlier to come down and explain some of those things after you stopped it. And told you that I would work on it and try and make it a more palatable grant application for you guys. And I think I've done that, and so I will now try to explain to you exactly what it is we're trying to do. The original grant applicant has always been the Town of Brookville and Brookville Redevelopment Commission. There got to be some mud in the water when we started talking about Destination Brookville, which was a private organization that was going to partner with them, which is something that the grant committee liked to see. They like to see money being invested by private organizations before we came down to this body and asked for additional funds. What I'm going to do, what you will hear me ask you for here at the end when I'm finally prepared to make my ask, is to allow the money to continue to be used for projects that are completely in line with the exact purpose of the grant that was approved by the grant committee, but to specifically say that no funds can be used to go towards any projects in which Destination Brookville is involved. And hopefully that will take care of some of the concerns that were here in my involvement previously with Destination Brookville. So the underlying theme of the previous grant was to partner with public entities and private entities that are already investing in our community. Take advantage of the large number of tourists that come through Brookville and drive economic development through encouraging people to spend more time in Brookville, be them local folks or be them people who are coming there already for the lake or for the river or for other things that seem to draw people to Brookville. We identified 3 projects that we were hoping to do. Those 3 projects were to save our local movie theater. Our movie theater has been there for a long, long time, and it is probably going to close this year unless we can get some help. And I shouldn't say probably, it is going to close. Rick Bender, the owner, is here, and he can tell you that. It will close this year unless we can get some help, largely because of the requirement for all the films to be transferred over to digital. And that's a very, very expensive process. So we wanted to help with the movie theater. We wanted to create lodging opportunities for tourists because people can't stick around and spend dollars in your community unless they got a place to stay. And we wanted to create an anchor restaurant, destination location that people would come to. Our goal was, through doing those things, be able to drive economic development for other businesses as well. Because as we all know, once there's foot traffic on Main Street, people are walking up and down the street, then they need bakeries, they need bookstores, they need all different kinds of things that are available. And once those volumes get into circulation, it boosts the economy for the entire community. The movie theater still needs to be saved. There's no doubt about that. It's a big undertaking. It's going to cost a whole bunch of money to save. What's really exciting about what's going on with the movie theater right now is it's not just the movie theater that's investing there. The Town of Brookville, the previous grant opportunity, is still in the process and actually right now finishing up the process of creating more of a theater district there. Made a beautiful river view. We are in the process right now of finishing up landscaping and putting in a fence on the top of that. It looks down over the west fork of the Whitewater River. And the town, once that is done, is prepared to redo the street that loops around through there, so we will have a very nice area for a theater district if we can save the theater. Saving the theater is going to cost, like I said, big bucks, somewhere around $350,000, maybe $400,000. That was included in the original grant application. This is something a little bit new. Another partner who came to me to ask if they could get involved with this was our local Eagles, and there's several members from the local Eagles here who have been very supportive of this project. What they would like is a little bit of money to be able to help kids. Basically what they are saying is we are losing interest in bowling here because we haven't been able to come up with the money to invest in bumpers or bumper lanes for the kids. And kids don't want to come and just throw the ball straight into the gutter. They need to see a pin fall down to keep wanting to play. So for a very little bit of money, what they would like to do is be able to put those bumpers in. And considering the fact that there are going to be things happening on Main Street, one of the things that we've done already is create a parking area across from them off of 8th Street, which people are starting to use now. So they would like to use a little bit of money to increase the visibility and the aesthetic pleasure of the entrance off of 8th Street. They would like to be able to purchase a sign to put on Main Street to advertise the bowling alleys down there. They'd like to spend a little bit of money to buy some youth shoes and youth bowling balls, which they would allow those kids to use for free when they were there bowling. So you got veterans trying to help some kids. Total cost of them doing that is, by the estimates that they have provided, $24,026. So that's not a huge expense, but it is something that they would need. The Eagles have invested substantially in their property over the years. They've redone the range recently. They've done a whole bunch of things there. So it's not like they're just coming and asking for money and not having invested any of their own. We combine those two projects. Take those two projects. They are two very important things for economic vitality in our downtown. And the original grant that was approved in two $300,000 blocks. $300,000 for the first year, $300,000 for the second year. That would be 2012, 2013. The other projects we identified in the movie theater was the lodging opportunity. The lodging opportunity, even though this grant was put on hold, has been completed by the individuals who own Destination Brookville. They have invested over $500,000 in projects. They've been working very hard. It's set to open up on August the 16th. So I want you guys to know that this isn't just somebody coming down and asking for a gimme. This is a community that is stepping up to the plate and willing to put their own money where their mouth is and do these types of things. The destination style restaurant, the organization is still completely committed to getting that done. They'll do it without grant dollars, but it would greatly assist them and it would greatly assist the entire community if there were plans in place to help economic vitality for the entire community. Which brings us to this point. The mayor and I and Councilman Holcraft had been up to meet with Oprah on a couple of different occasions. Actually, Oprah came to us once and we went to them once, and talked about what we could be doing with the grant sharing funds to really help economic development in communities. And when we talk about that, we have to understand that economic development isn't going to look the same in every community. Economic development in Columbus, Indiana is completely different than economic development in Hillsborough because there are different stages. So what Oprah is asking us to do with our money, if we choose to share, is to help those particular communities identify what economic development would be for them and then to implement programs that, or implement projects that would drive economic development for them. And there's a way to do that. It's getting a comprehensive plan. And then after getting a comprehensive plan for your community, getting what's called a strategic investment plan. The strategic investment plan is a secondary plan to the comprehensive plan that drills down even further than the comprehensive plan into specific projects, specific buildings, specific infrastructure needs that a community would need to really drive economic development. Both of those cost money. Oprah is willing to help with the comprehensive plan. The town of Brookville, there's town of Brookville members here, the redevelopment commission, there's redevelopment commission members here, have already met with Oprah. And Oprah will be coming down to the town board meeting on August 13th to get the project started, to get their comprehensive plan in place. After getting the comprehensive plan in place, and then if they are able to get the strategic investment plan in place, what they will have is a blueprint to allow them to be successful with economic development. They will have the projects right in front of them in this blueprint saying, here's what the town of Brookville needs to do to promote economic development. So what I would ask, rather than giving money to projects that were already identified by Destination Brookville, is require the town to get the comprehensive plan and provide them the funding to get the strategic investment plan done, and require them to use the money to implement the projects that are identified in the comprehensive plan and strategic investment plan. That does a couple of things that I want to talk to you just briefly about. One, it allows the community to identify what their own projects are and to move forward. The second thing it does that I think should be very appealing to the city of Lawrenceburg for purposes of sharing your money, and quite frankly, to me as your state representative who has to go up there and justify how we spend money and tell them that we're doing good things with it, it takes us, the city of Lawrenceburg, completely out of the fire in making those decisions. Because No longer, if the town is following the comprehensive plan that's been put together for it, and they're using the professional plans that they've been asked to do, no longer is a grant board or the city council charged with the duty of sitting here and picking winners and losers, and charged with the possibility of you're picking your friends or you're picking somebody else. It's actually the redevelopment commission in those communities who have sought professional help to find out what their blueprint should look like that will be identifying those projects. And what we had talked about with Okra is not just doing this in Brookville, but doing this for a lot of small communities, encouraging them to take on the initiative to get their own comprehensive plan, and then getting the strategic investment study done so that they can implement what those plans are. It is very similar to what the city, what the state attempts to do with their Stellar Grant program for communities. They have a much larger pot of money to share, quite frankly, but they have 92 counties to share it in. And so the amount they have available per county is much smaller than what Lawrenceburg would have just with the current program we have. And what that would result in is us being able to do more for our southeastern region of the state of Indiana than Okra can do for the other 83 counties within the state. Now, if the state ever looks down here and says, we're not happy with the way you're spending your money, and we are spending it exactly the way that Okra has told us to, and exactly in the same manner that Okra is spending the rest of the state's money, it really cuts out any argument that they have to say, you guys aren't doing the right thing with your money. So I think it really helps Lawrenceburg in those regards. Now, these projects I'm talking about in Brookville, just to rehash what I talked about a couple months ago here, these aren't happening in a vacuum. They're not happening by themselves. As I indicated earlier, the town is currently involved in some projects that really help what would be called, or what I will refer to as a theater district. The town has already invested the money in upgrading their own water and sewer lines. They did that a couple of years ago, which has led to the fact that NDOT now has a major project plan for 2016 or 2017 to come in and completely tear up the street and redo the street, and that includes putting handicap accessible walks and those types of things. There are projects that the town will be able to partner with through application for federal money to get a complete new streetscape done at the same time that project is happening. Because that's not till 2016 or 2017, and the Main Street doesn't look good right now, they're going to come in September and repave Main Street with new pavement that will hold us over until 2016, 2017. I don't know that it's exactly because of this project happening, but since this project was announced and we started moving forward with this, and as we all know, got a little bit of press, not always. There are people who are excited about it, and they're asking questions, and it's leading to businesses opening up. There's one of the longtime businesses in our community that's never expanded. Is investing a bunch of money and is expanding. There's a new bakery that's in town. There's a new antique shop that's in town. There's a new Western store that's in town. There hasn't been that many new stores opening in town simultaneously as long as I can remember. And these are things that are happening because people are excited about the possibility that there might finally be an economic driver to help Brookville help itself. CVS is coming in to locate there, building a new plant. They're willing to invest a whole bunch of money. So things are looking really good, and that brings me to this. Time to do the projects is now. We need the projects in Brookville now. Not because we just need this money, but because this is the way that we can become economically independent on our own. It certainly would help to have a little bit of a catalyst to get this thing started. So what I would ask of you is this. To consider approving the grant that was already approved through the grant committee in this fashion. First $300,000 to the Brookville Redevelopment Commission for the purpose of renovating the theater and helping the Eagles with what they need for the bowling alley. The second $300,000 to be contingent upon the town of Brookville first getting their own comprehensive plan, so make them get their comprehensive plan, and then to use the remainder of it to do the strategic investment study and to implement the projects that the strategic investment study and the comprehensive plan call for. And specifically say, even if the comprehensive plan, strategic investment study come back and say that something should be done involving the property Destination Brookville owns, they don't get a penny. Not a penny to Destination Brookville. That would really, really help a sister community of yours to get up off their back and get on the really start driving economic development. If you guys have questions, I'm obviously willing to answer any questions you have. As I said before, there's members from the Eagles, there's members from the movie theater, from the town board, the redevelopment commission. They're very supportive of this project and we're looking forward to hopefully moving forward.
questions?
And for this 600,000 to exclude Destination Brookville from receiving any funds?
We're completely comfortable with that. Destination Brookville, as I said, will continue with the projects they told you they were going to. Hopefully what will happen out of this is better infrastructure, better public parking areas, things of that nature, that will allow them to feel more comfortable moving forward with those projects.
I think this should go back before the 10-county grant committee for review before we make a decision.
I can tell you this, the movie theater will be there. We've got till the end of the year. We've been working on this project for a long time. I'm not trying to scare anybody. But the movie theater, if you want to do that, may I make a suggestion? Require the first lot grant of $300,000, aside from the $24,000 going to the Eagles to help veterans and kids, is exactly what was in the original grant proposal to help the movie theater. So if you wanted to do that, what I would ask is that you approve the first portion of it, but then require the second portion to go back in front that would exclude Destination Brookville and would allow them to get the study done and then use those for purposes. Because I think that would probably meet your concerns, Councilman.
He is correct as far as, I mean, the theater, the whole theater was always in there. As far as the Eagles go, I'm not sure about that, but I do know that the theater project was intended and part of their original grant application.
And what was the dollar amount?
For that, it's $450,000 is what it was planning the grant to spend.
I mean, just for the movie theater. 450. So your 300,000 won't even cover it.
Well, that's because Rick Bender's going to be investing his own money. We're not asking for complete handouts here. We're asking for help.
Does anybody that was on the 10-county grant committee remember the Eagles bowling alley being a part?
I'm telling you, that's
It was not on there. So I still say you should approach the 10-county grant program, reapply, and move from there.
And I would like to say something if I can.
Go ahead.
You know, one of the things, I know you're talking about your movie theater, it's been there many years. And then I think, well, we have a movie theater, it's been here many years, it's sitting up here empty. You know, nothing was ever done with it. We have a dying downtown. I mean, at some point, my opinion, we have to try to do something at home before we are looking everywhere else. Revenue drastically going down. $10 million of it's going out to 10 counties. I think approximately, maybe it's down to around 37 million revenue or something that'll be coming in. Does that sound about right, Jackie?
I don't know. It varies.
And you know,
Councilman Lawrence, if you would like to compare the amount of money that's been spent on Lawrenceburg downtown, $1,000 I'm asking for Brookville downtown.
I can't look at what past administrations have done. We need to try to do something for here. I understand. I've said in a meeting before, there's been millions of dollars in my belief that wound up being thrown away because it was for the wrong thing. It didn't do anything. And I've asked for studies for here, good studies, you know, to let's see what we need to do to move this city forward, you know. And I've said true studies, that if professional services are the only thing that will last and make it in downtown, we need to know that, and let's move forward on that. If we can do this, and this, and have retail stores and bring people to downtown and businesses can survive, let's do that. But let's quit just throwing money at it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lawrenceburg. That's what I'm telling you we're trying to do. That's why I'm asking for the ability to get this comprehensive plan, the strategic investment study. These are the things that Oprah is telling us that we should be doing.
And I like that, but what I don't like is, but let's go ahead and spend $300,000 on this stuff, and then let's look at the studies for the remainder of it. Why can't we start with studies and planning now, and let's see what it says?
Now, I do think that the money has already been appropriated, Mike, so it's not like we're forking up $600,000.
Well, I understand it's appropriated, but it hasn't been spent.
That's true, but I mean, I'm just making the board aware, it has already been appropriated. It's not something new that we're considering here.
Well, just for Brookville's sake, our movie theater was open, Mr. Clausing opened it up, and then the big theater opened up and changed, just totally took Herb out of the picture. But it was opened up, and it was operating, showing good films. But, again, we can't compare Lawrenceburg to Brookville, and they can't compare themselves to us. I mean, if you've been through Brookville, there's not a whole lot of stuff out there. I mean, when you go through, there's Brookville Lake and that stuff. But I mean, for youngsters out there, I don't know what they have to do. But a movie theater, was always fun when I was younger. But to give you guys money that was already appropriated, and I supported, the Brookville grant, just because you guys are a small town. And you're trying to do what we're trying to do, what we've been trying to do for years. But you got to take into consideration, you can't compare, each city to each city. There's too many different variables. But I totally approve of at least giving them what has already been approved. I mean, the $300,000 that they want to do for the Okra. I can understand wanting to go back to the board, but I mean, they're putting their own money in, trying.
Any more from board?
I still don't see where time would hurt in going back to the 10-county grant. Is the building gonna fall down? The building will still be there, so when you get the money, shouldn't really matter if you get it tonight or if you go back before the 10-county grant and reapply and get it in a couple months. What's the difference?
The problem is there are substantial investments that have to be made because the movie theater operator can no longer get movies unless they buy about $250,000 worth of new equipment and then make a substantial capital improvement in the building to hold that equipment. If were I the owner of the movie theater, I wouldn't speak for him. He's welcome to come speak for himself. But I certainly wouldn't be making that investment without knowing that there was going to be something there to help along with this project. I mean, and once January 1st hits, he can't get a movie. Not that he doesn't want to show it. He can't do it. It takes time to make those capital improvements to the project. So if he knows in November, he's in real trouble. And as your attorney has said, it's already been appropriated for that. The concern that was here 2 months ago that you guys had to stop this thing is completely alleviated.
I believe this
on that note, I'll make a motion to go with at least the approved amount for the $300,000, and we can go back to the grant committee for the rest of it.
Have a motion or a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Roll call, please.
Yeah. Jane?
No.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Mike?
No.
JR?
Yes.
Yes.
Ayes have it.
Ayes have it.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And I should get a hold of your city attorney as far as drafting that interlocal.
And the motion was
That was
made.
Tammy Davis, correct?
And the motion was made to include the first $300,000, which did not include $24,000 for a bowling alley. So how are you going to handle that?
Let's come back to the board. Come back to the,
If you want to draft the interlocal agreement so that it only bowling alley isn't in constraints as they are.
and you come back to the county grant for that.
And what was the total amount that the movie theater needed?
It's estimated that it would cost $450,000.
So you still would need the full $300,000.
Well, it could be used there easily. I would prefer to help the Eagles and help the veterans and kids with some of those funds so that there was more money left here if we ultimately get the second grant approved to pursue the plans for the economic development as the state would like to see it. That's not what. it's not my place to.
Well, I'm just going by what our attorney said. She said that the money was appropriated, and it was appropriated and agreed upon by the 10-county grant for certain items.
The grant application. And you're right, the Eagles was not included in that grant application.
Not that I don't want to withhold anything from the Eagles, because I think they're a wonderful organization, and $24,000 to improve your bowling alley, I think is a wonderful idea. But
We'll make sure to include that in our next application.
Okay.
Thank you. Adam Gillum, a proposal request for funding.
Hello, Your Honor, members of council. My name is Adam Gillum. I own Adams Art Supply, 303 Walnut Street. And what I've put together here is a proposal to put together a team to complete a mural that would be on the back of the building at 158 Front Street. That's the bowling alley. The mural would face the parks, the skate park, the pool, the ballparks, and also the dog park. My plan is to offer this opportunity to a group of local teenagers. They would actually be able to be paid to do this, and they would work under my watch to both design and to create. My timeline has this pretty easily done before Fall Fest, which I think is good. I have a very reasonable rate here, I think. A fairly small amount of money for a project like this. I think it would have a pretty big impact as well. I spoke to the owner of the bowling alley. He's very excited about this and is happy to be a part of it. What my actual proposal is today, if the funding would be okay for this project, would be for the group of kids and I to come up with some designs and come back on the 19th to present those. And then, pleasure to the council, you guys could see the designs and see what you thought.
Anything, board?
I know we had talked about doing this, or someone approached us about doing this a few years ago. Was that the Art Guild or?
Well, we kind of brought it up under Parks probably 3 or 4 years ago.
I think it was the Art Guild, though, wasn't it?
Sure it was.
I mean, I know when I'm at the ballpark and Little League fields and community center, I mean, that's one of the areas that I like to see cleaned up a little bit.
I also believe that the previous mural involved a large group of artists rather than kids. So that I'm sure that probably changed the price tag as well.
That's a good idea, put some kids to work like that. That's a good idea.
It's actually based on a program that's been done for years in Cincinnati called Artworks. I know several of the artists that work with Artworks. I've talked to them pretty extensively about what it would take to do this project.
What kind of funding do you think it'd take?
This would, I think it would come in just under $6,000 for this whole project. I also believe that if we could pull this off, which with that funding, I'm pretty confident that we can. Next year, I think I can get Artworks to come down here. I've done some murals.
This is going to give 6 kids 50 hours each too, right?
Yep. The kids would all be paid well for their time. It would be a great
50
project
hours
for
each.
any kid that was interested in pursuing the art as a career.
What about insurance?
That's something that I'm going to have to look into through my business. I'll be working with Kelly Will over at the SBDC. Down to that, I know that there are a lot of regulations with the Department of Labor as far as team worker safety and social regulations. I have files of information on that right now. And it seems all very doable.
Jackie?
Up in your department,
Yeah, I mean, they do in other cities, so I'm sure we could work through whatever hurdles there may be there.
Where will all these kids be from?
Where will they be from? That is a little bit open right now. I haven't, of course, reached out to the kids yet. I don't want to get them involved in the project. It's not going to happen. So I wouldn't plan to limit it to Lawrenceburg kids.
Well, my question was, because if kids go to Lawrenceburg, could this count as their 40 hours for their time they have to put in for their college?
Community service.
Oh, there's scholarship.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
Now, because they're getting paid.
But if they didn't get paid,
Okay.
Sure.
what I'm saying.
Sure.
I also believe that there may be enough interest in this project that there may be some volunteers as well.
Mr. Gailey, you probably could answer that, couldn't you, about
It has to be approved by the foundation, so foundation has to approve whether or not they allow towards it. Mr. McCarter would be the one to contact, and the foundation would have the final say if they could. I would think it would be a very
Because, yeah, some of them, you know, the ones that do go to Lawrenceburg, that would be a great time for them to get their hours in.
And save you some money on the project. Jackie, where will we get this money from?
488 would probably handle it.
What's that?
Parks, since it's.
Oh, parks maintenance?
Since it's in
Yeah,
the,
that's a possibility.
skate park
There's,
area.
yeah, if it's gonna be in the skate park and, or by the, you know, over there, that would work.
And we do maintain the backside of that building through the.
Do we?
Through the parks.
Okay.
Well, what would be needed initially to get it, your designs to bring back?
Approval?
I would say that I would just, well, like I said, I would want to secure the funding again before I.
Well, I was just curious, so the city could approach the foundation about the credit hours for the.
Well, I mean, I think that it would be a bit of a time crunch right now to do this. I think that's for design, to have a timeline like that. They're interested in it very fast to my store and working. So time. Yeah, like I said, I would want to be absolutely certain that we're going to do this before I have it.
I think we could approach the community foundation with his hand out here. It explains everything, what he's doing, and see if Mr. McCarter agrees that they could be considered volunteer hours for a good purpose, which I
can call Fred tomorrow and see if he'll do that. You want to try to take the money from them? Have them?
Would this be something that they could?
They just wouldn't have to pay.
Their board would have to.
Their board would have to approve it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't probably approve it.
How long would it take to get
The money.
the grant written and funded? Usually takes 2 to 3 months, doesn't it, Mayor?
Usually it's, yeah, they do them certain times of year. I don't think he'd get it done in time enough what his time frame he wants to do.
No, not to get it done in time for Fall Fest.
There's money in the parks, there's plenty of money in that parks and development fund. I think it'd be a good project for his kids to do. Gives them something to do that makes it look nice over there.
And if the city's gonna fund it, does the city need to get written consent from the owner of the building?
There would have to be an agreement if you're going to appropriate this or use those funds.
I'll call Fred tomorrow, see about the kids.
We could do that. We just need, basically, just a hold harmless release type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gary, we want to contact about that? Or if you want to have him contact me, I can. Okay, that'd be great.
Any more from the board?
What are we doing exactly?
Taking it.
Well, you need a motion.
Need a motion to take it from the revolving fund of the parks.
Parks maintenance.
Maintenance.
I'll make a motion to take it from to approve this from the park maintenance fund.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that for $5,760? Is that what that's for?
Full amount, isn't it?
Yeah, for the full amount.
And it may be less.
Maybe less if we get the volunteer
Up to-
students through the
yes.
community foundation.
Okay, here a second?
Yeah, Bill
All right,
seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Okay, now.
Jackie Stutz.
Wait a minute. Okay, first we have to, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Could you come back to the podium, because I didn't like that, you said potential when I asked about the refund of the money if the kids volunteered the hours.
Sure, I would have to look into that. That's good that you asked that question, honestly, because I should have covered that. One concern I would have about that is that I've kind of worked out the hours of labor that this is going to take. I guess there is still potential to save money, so yeah.
So my question is, if the Community Foundation does approve this as voluntary work hours, which would qualify them for the Truckee Paul Tremaine grant, you would save money in labor, which would be reimbursed to the city of Lawrenceburg if the full amount's not spent. Do we need to add that to the motion, or are we good?
You can go ahead and do the motion.
You didn't add to the motion. It's, you picked.
Just what I said, I want to add to the motion.
You have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
I'm just adding it. Okay. Now.
Jackie Stutz.
Yeah, but first.
Ordinance 14, 2013.
You need to ask if there's anybody here to discuss the notice to taxpayers on the hearing.
Is anybody here to discuss the taxpayers' hearing? Hearing none.
Okay. Then, what I've got is, whoops, I had it, there it is. An ordinance for the additional appropriation. I made sure a copy got in your packet, and I scribbled on it. I don't know if you could read that, but I scribbled. No one called, so I hope you all understood what I was saying. So you knew what some of it was. In our fire fund, the state tells me that never made gateway, so that wasn't approved, so I just had to do that entire 4 lines of budget money. Municipal Development Fund was the grant money left over from last year that didn't get pulled over. And sewer capital improvements is a utility project of Mel's. And the lawsuit settlements Middle Earth, that's the money we paid to Middle Earth, so we could quit racking up interest. Riverboat Fund is a merit raise per the judge for his one clerk. She's got and I've got a copy of it, she's got a degree, and it's that skilled trade adjustment. And then the rest of it is the raises that has been a major point of discussion for a while. And it's a total appropriation of $7,866,703.58. So,
okay, I got a couple questions. On the non-reverting fire fund, it just didn't get added to the 2012 budget, or you didn't have it?
I thought I put it in, and I have copies of it, but the wonderful people at DLGF at the state said it was never actually formally approved, even though there's no tax rate. So the best thing I could do would be do an additional appropriation. This is not going to be extra money. This is just going to be what was budgeted for this year, and they're saying it wasn't.
So is that for the year 2012 or for the year 2013?
Well, this is for 2013.
You got 2012 written on your...
I'm sorry, well, that's...
Well, but that was what we are working
Well, we were working on the 2012 budget, but...
The 2013 budget in 2012.
It's really the 2012 budget. Because budgets weren't approved, we had to revert back to 2012 for this year's spending money.
Right.
That's why I put 2012 on there. But it's money that they're going to spend this year.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
And then go up to the MDF, the 10-county grant.
That was money that was not spent in 2012 to be carried over to 2013. And with everything going on, I missed the date to encumber funds. And that, excuse me, that has to be reappropriated also.
But we did appropriate $10 million.
Yes, but...
We don't have to reappropriate what's carried over because we always start at zero anyway.
No, because there's money that's not spent. Right, Mayor?
No. What, did you read the State Board of Accounts report? It starts at zero. You don't
Well, what do
carry,
you do with
you don't
the-
carry money over from the year before. You always start at zero.
Can carry money.
You can't carry.
You can, but you don't have to. And as what we did, we appropriated $10 million for the 10 million, for the 10-county grant. So we got the 10 million in there, and if you go ahead and appropriate this, it's gonna be that much more.
Well, I know that, but there were people that got grants that did not draw all their money out.
And so the money came back to the board.
And so the money stays in that pot, and what if they want that money this year? It doesn't necessarily come out of that 10 million that was appropriated for this year.
So you're saying this amount of money was already approved and get promised to people?
Yes.
Or this money was promised to people?
I think so.
And it didn't get spent yet, some of it.
Yeah.
One of the things we're gonna do too, and I talked to Tyler about it the other day, I mean, there's lots of non-reverting funds that should be set up.
Correct.
10 County Grant is definitely one of those.
Correct.
And then it would just
certain
roll.
Situations just like Mr. McMillan was here for. You know, that $600,000 is out there floating from 2012, see what I mean? If it's not reappropriated, then it comes from the 10 million that, you know, we appropriate for 2013. I think that's where she's coming from.
Well, that's
No, I
my
don't
question
know.
was it just extra money left in the line item, or was it money already committed? That's my question.
Okay, and that I can't answer because I don't really know. Some of it would be committed.
Well, I can't appropriate this
But I
money.
don't- well-
I can't appropriate this money till I know for sure if it's left over, if it's committed money.
Well, then we're gonna have to get with Grant and Connie
Find out about
and find out how much is what.
Because I do know there was
'Cause
some
that's not
money
something
left
I
over that
have.
was not granted, or it was because of ones that didn't go through, you know, ones that were either abandoned or, you know what I mean, didn't happen. I do know that that's part of this.
So some of it's not committed.
Not committed, yes. I believe so.
So can we just appropriate what we need to appropriate instead of the whole amount?
But not tonight because I don't know what the amount that we need is. Because I don't have that in my office. That's upstairs here. I don't run the grant program.
He's not here tonight either, can't explain it.
No. Well, he'd have to go check anyway, wouldn't he?
Yeah, get back to the paperwork.
And then the mayor's secretary, we don't have to appropriate for her because we went ahead and approved her in our budget
I believe it's,
when we did approved the,
I think those are probably the back pay amounts.
The what?
The general fund,
Oh.
I think, are the back pay.
Oh, hers could be. I don't know.
I know for a
I was
fact
going
that
through
that-
notes.
I know
trying
that
to pull.
that's the fact that
Okay.
your secretary is
Then
the
that's
back pay
done.
amount.
Okay.
That's the back pay amount.
Okay.
225,680.
so that's the back pay?
Yes. And I believe those amounts.
And that's
might-
already done.
So what's, for the chief of police and assistant chief of police, is that back pay?
No, that's the difference in what was budgeted for 2012, which is what we're working with, as opposed to what the raises that they got. That's the difference.
Looks to me like that's quite a bit more than the raise they was given on top.
I just took the raise and minused out what, I mean, I can check them, but I just minused out what was appropriated in the budget.
Did you include the back pay, Jack?
No. That can be your job tomorrow, dear.
Like I said, I know.
I say we table this till we get the appropriate information.
Well, you need to approve some of it, though, because we've already, the fire truck replacement, the lawsuit settlement, Mel wants his sewer capital improvements. You know, there's a few things that have got to be approved tonight. I mean, if somebody would have called, I would have separated this out.
Well, I think you should be prepared for our questions.
Well, you know, next time I'll just bring the whole office over here, Jane. Well, you know, on the other side of it, Jane, is you could have called today and asked your questions.
And I was going to, but I never got a chance to. I had other things to do.
Which ones have to be approved?
The ones that have to be approved are the, Mel, your sewer capital improvements needs to be done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The lawsuit settlement, the 440,000, the lawsuit settlement, and, I mean, the NR fire, the whole thing can be approved. That's, I mean, we've already bought the truck, and the rest of it's just stuff that they want to buy sometime this year. And there is the money there for that.
So you're admitting what?
Well, we're gonna not do the raises, or the money, the salaries, and we're not gonna do the 10 county grant, but we should do the rest of it.
I'm pretty sure that mayor's secretary is back pay.
That's fine, we can check.
I
And
know
we can
it is
check the police too.
She has had the amount from January on, so there wouldn't be
Yeah.
anything for this year as far as that goes.
Board okay with that?
We're gonna have to, I mean, obviously, would have to go type another ordinance without those.
The change,
Yes, and it might be something that if you pass it, you could have the mayor sign it tomorrow or whatever.
You know, I could have typed it today if I'd known.
You okay with the board?
I'm fine with it.
Anybody else have anything to say about it?
I just got one more question.
Sure.
The sewer capital improvements, Mel, is that for that main break you had, or?
That force main, the one that goes over the levee, yes, ma'am.
Just to be clear, the two under the, or the three under the general fund and the one under the riverboat fund, or is that okay? That's the merit raise for?
That's a merit raise for the skilled trade adjustment for the girl in court.
City court. The ones that would be taken out would be those three.
The front page.
The 10 county and the 10
And the
county
10 county grant. Yeah, those would be taken out.
I think it would be okay if we're adding something that'd be different, but since we're taking it away, I don't think that would affect the publication or anything like that.
No, it shouldn't, because it was all publicized.
So, I just want to clarify real quick.
Sure.
City court wages are going to be included.
Yeah. Sewer capital improvements and the lawsuit settlements. And the NR fire fund. And because that money's there.
Which was already included, you just didn't get it on there. We did budget that money for that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the state says it didn't get to them. So I don't know. I'm gonna bomb their gateway anyway.
So the 10 county grant's coming out.
Yeah.
And the raises at
Yeah,
the
the front page is coming out, yes.
Okay, we got to clear.
Can somebody total that? Okay. Sure I can.
Wait a minute. I gotta see if I've got one
I
here.
bring my calculator and I didn't.
The front page is totaled for you if you just want to add that, and then the,
And then we're
10
subtracting
county
that.
grant.
So if you take
63,727.49. 4 million.
Oh, that's wrong.
That number's 627.
Mario, where's your calculator at?
Sure.
That's it, right?
Oh.
Just taking out those two
Oh, that's not
numbers?
big enough, okay.
She's up there using the ink.
Okay.
16.
Okay. So we're gonna take out 63.
$4,691,660.58 is what they would be taking out.
4 million, oh, you're taking out? Okay. 4 million what?
691,
Uh-huh.
660.58.
And it should be 3,175,043.
3,175,043?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
That's what I got too. 3,175,043?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good read.
Oh, Ordinance 14, 2013, whereas it has been determined that it is now necessary to increase the appropriations in excess of what was originally appropriated in the annual budget, now therefore, Section 1, be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Riverboat Fund, 284,001, 126, City Court wages for the full-time clerk B, it's a skilled trade adjustment, $600. MDF Municipal Development Fund, 280,001, 573, sewer capital improvements of $440,000, and 280,001, 574, lawsuit settlement for Middle Earth, $2,324,443, and NR Fire Fund, 410,001, 400, fire truck replacement of $250,000, 410,001, 450, firefighting of $30,000, 410,001, 451, fire equipment of $75,000, and 410,001, 454, truck outlays of $55,000. Total NR fund, $410,000, a total appropriation of $3,175,043.
Perfect.
There a motion to approve first reading, orders 14, 2013.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. All against? Ayes have it. Motion to suspend the rules and reading orders number 14 by title only. Second reading.
So moved.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Ordinance 14, 2013, additional appropriation ordinance. That's all there is to read.
Motion to approve orders number 14 for the second reading, the title, second time.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Okay.
Motion to approve orders number 14 for second reading, by title only.
So moved.
The third. Oh, aren't we on third, second?
Yeah, we're on third.
Okay. Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
I did, Jackie.
Bill, okay.
For a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, additional appropriation ordinance, ordinance 14-2013.
Motion to approve orders number 14, 2003 for the third and final reading.
So moved.
Second. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Jackie Stutz, Dearborn County.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody want to talk
Dearborn
about
County.
Foundation.
Community Foundation grant.
Okay.
I didn't see one of those in the packet. Did you put
This?
that? Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
It came in my packet, dear. I don't know at all. There's only one Phase 1 grant from the foundation, and it's for Carnegie Historic Landmarks Preservation Society. The project is the Morris Hill Heritage Festival. They requested $4,997.70. The foundation recommends $5,000 for event signs, banners, utility card, security fence, and costumes that will be used each year, as well as inflatable and tent rentals for the Morris Hill Heritage Festival. The organization is providing approximately $3,300 towards the festival and will also be seeking sponsorships and donations.
Anything, board?
One question. Is there any issue with it being more than what they requested?
30 cents. Oh, no, it's more than that. It's $2.
$3.30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't, evidently not, or they, I don't know, that's not an issue with them.
I think,
I know in the past, they've just said it makes, when it's that small of an amount, it makes things easier.
Book-wise, yeah.
I don't think there's a difference. If they were $300, I'd say yes, but no, not $3.30.
It's $2.30.
$2.30.
Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we entertain the Lawrenceburg Community Grant for $5,000 for Carnegie Historical Landmark Preservation Society.
Here a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Okay.
Ayes have it.
Oh, I gotta send that back tomorrow.
That's all you got?
I got one other thing, well, really, there's probably two. You all in your packets got a thing about the Tiger football reunion of the ages? Did y'all read it? Do you wanna do something tonight, or you wanna wait on that?
Hey, Jackie,
Yeah?
they're in the crowd there, Jamie Howard.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You want guys to come up, talk about it?
You weren't on the agenda, Jamie. That's why I didn't catch that.
They left you out.
Sorry.
So if you're not on agenda, I don't have to let him speak?
No. I just didn't realize that that's what he was here for.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. We're here today, we're trying to start a scholarship fund for Coach Meter and his name. All the Meter tradition. I've been around the city of Lawrenceburg very much knows the Meter tradition. Coach Meter's been a long time pillar of the community. Yes. Some of my fellow teammates and I come together and tried to start a fund, scholarship in his name. We're going to have a meeting over at Agner Hall on September the 7th. We're trying to get some money together to get this fund started. A scholarship fund in his name. Honor him.
First of all, you want to go to Agner Hall fee waive?
Yeah, I'm motion to waive the fees for Agner Hall.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's taken care of. Now on the money side, any questions?
I was thinking, Coach Meter's been around and giving money for a scholarship, it's gonna go directly back to the community, but, maybe we could consider, when budget time comes, maybe we could put your goals is 10,000, maybe put a line item for 10,000 for this year, and that would start to get it started and hopefully make it continue. Because I know he's touched a lot of people.
I played for him.
But again, it's just going to come back to the kids too. So
that money be ready for next year's.
Bill, you mean for next year?
Yeah.
214.
Since we're getting ready to do the budget.
214, but it'll be ready for next year's.
But it would be for the graduates for graduating 214. Yeah.
You want to set the 301C up?
501C.
501C. 301.
And we will be hitting all those years of alumni of LHS. Helping these guys, I did cheer for him and was part of all the games. So I'm trying to help them out, do the fundraising, and like Agner will have different things, like Arch Street's done, all of us in the community that's trying to fundraise. So we are putting things together. There will be certain criteria that the person would have to meet to win the scholarship, of course. So, we will be touching out to community, all of us that were under them, if they would like to donate as well. So we can gain on the scholarships for more students too.
Bill, you want to put that in a motion, so we can put that in the budget for next year?
Yeah, make a motion to put $10,000 in the line item for the 2014 budget for the Meter, Meter Tradition Scholarship.
You have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? It's pretty easy, you just walk in and get $10,000.
Hey, guys,
But don't come wanting it tomorrow, Jamie.
Jamie, I got a question.
So you'll have to wear them down at the.
And if
You're going to give out $2,500 per year, and then it says for multiple scholarships, or so are you going to break that down to more than one person?
Correct.
Yeah, it would be.
We're going to try to break it down.
Our
So
goal was 10,000, but to give out multiples and gain that every year to add more and more to the scholarships.
Is this scholarship going to be just for college, or is it going to be like a trade school too? If somebody wants to?
We could do that to
I think it'd be, you know, either one.
Correct.
But it's, of course, every kid don't go to college.
That's the thing. We don't want to let anybody that wants to go to college, we kind of want out. We know we really want it that way.
Right.
So we would like for it to be primarily, but
Athletes.
someone that does need it, I
Right.
think we should do it.
Good.
We're trying to help them.
That's good.
And the teammates or students will be voting, teachers, coaches, and then this group of committee that has started this. Look at all the criteria now.
So with us starting you out with 10,000, the first year you're only going to give out $2,500 worth of scholarship.
We don't know that yet.
Okay, that's where I'm not understanding it.
Maybe this year there'll be, 1 year there'll be 3, maybe 1 year there'll be 5. We don't know each year.
We wanted to put a goal, and if we met that,
So you could be giving up, well, you know now you could be giving up to 4 $2,500 scholarships.
and then with businesses and individual alumni donating, we might be able to give out 5 or 10.
We're hoping this is just a seed to get us started.
Right.
Progress.
Oh,
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
And I'll go back to the Lawrenceburg High School boys and girls soccer teams who won $175. They're asking that, and they want that to be a reoccurring thing. Do you all care if I pay that out of that line of $2,500? That is for things like that?
What's board pleasure?
Just for the soccer program, is that what you're saying, Jack?
Yeah, it's for the soccer teams and the organization for fundraising and spirit apparel.
Lawrenceburg's high school soccer team?
LHS Boys and Girls Soccer, that's what it says. Soccer teams, but it says LHS.
It's boys and girls.
They'll make a motion to pay it out of that
Okay,
2,500. Is that what it was?
yeah,
And I'll second that.
okay. Just
All
so
in
we
favor?
can,
Aye.
yeah, okay, I'm done.
You finished?
Mm-hmm. Not really, but I
Any
am.
old business?
I have 2 things under new business real quick.
Okay.
They're both involve Main Street, actually. The first one is we approved the Main Street using the Short and High Street lots and the city lot on July 24th, I believe. 27th, and it was rained out. So they wanted to know if we could approve the new date of August 17th for the same lots.
What's board pleasure? Put that in motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to allow Main Street to use the 2 lot that Short and High and the city parking lot for the annual Main Street yard sale.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against?
And then the other thing was Hollywood is sponsoring the EBM fireworks, WEBM fireworks this year. And then on 8:30, they're allowed to put on, maybe Pat can talk a little more about it than I. She knows more about the firework portion.
Hollywood is, I guess, a sponsor of the WEBN fireworks in Cincinnati this year. And I guess as part of their sponsorship package, they do kind of like a kickoff party, which is going to happen over at Boogie Nights. But they also get a 10-minute firework preview by Rossi Fireworks. And when they told us about it, that it was going to be available here, now I don't know if they've spoken to fire chief yet. They're obviously going to make appropriate arrangements for the safety. I think they want to shoot them off over by what I call, for a better term, the dysfunctional theater out there. They want to shoot them off over there. And so I thought, when we heard about it at Main Street, we thought, well, it would really be nice if we could give people in the community a reason to come down and see those fireworks too, and not just the people, the adults that were in Boogie Nights. So our sound provider, Clear Sound, which is a local business, had offered if at any time we wanted the free use of one of the great big inflatable movie screens, they would do that for us. So we've spoken to them, and they would give us that inflatable movie screen. We would have to rent the movie, and we thought maybe we could do, it's a Friday evening, it's the Friday of Labor Day weekend, that maybe on top of the plaza of the parking garage, we could do a movie, family-oriented, that would be free and have it end about the time the fireworks were going to start. So Ivy Tech is okay with it. We have not confirmed with the parking garage people yet, but we do intend to get in touch with them. So it's just a way to provide some free family entertainment and enjoy those fireworks for the people in the
And that's on the 5th or the
August 30th.
30th, August 30th.
August, okay.
Friday before Labor Day.
Very good.
Do we need to make a motion to allow them to use the top level of the parking garage? Or,
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to allow Main Street to use the top level of the parking garage for the movie preceding the Hollywood fireworks.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Go ahead, Pat. I like the dysfunctional part too. I think you're right about that.
Can't hurt anything down there.
The parking garage.
I would also like to add, if the board would like to, waive the fees for the parking garage for that event, if we can.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Tomorrow we get hold of the parking garage, tell them the fee's gonna be waived.
Will do.
I have one thing, Mayor, if I could.
Go ahead.
Which this would be for Leslie. On the $2.25 million lawsuit for Middle Earth, did we ever get the transcript?
Yes, we just got them, wasn't this week before, there's 5 volumes.
So are we each going to get a copy, or?
No, you have to come and look
I'm
at it.
thinking-
I got a job to do during the day.
Well, I don't know, can he take one volume and look at them one at a time, as long as you get them
I don't
back?
have a problem. I mean, you guys
How
bought
big are the
them.
volumes?
So, and actually, just to give you an update on that, it was 6,000 altogether, or we came up with 3 to begin with. The Miss Armbruster actually returned some money, and Wool Weber billed, and.
For her part, yeah.
For her part. And so it actually came up to less than that, but Miss Armbruster actually returned some money because she wasn't able to do as much work as she thought she was going to be able to. But yeah, all 5 volume are at my office right now.
Are they in book form or binder form?
Binder. It's in a big binder like this. They can only do 250 pages, so each one's 250 pages.
And there's 6 of them?
There's 5 of them.
5?
But what I was talking to Jackie about, I thought, I don't know, that'd be a lot of copying expenses for everybody to get a copy. But
And time. Yeah,
well,
you know.
we could make them available at the clerk's office. One more thing that they need.
Yeah, come and get one, bring it back, get you know. It's gonna take a while to read it anyway.
Good time, nighttime reading.
I'm slow reader.
But yeah, it is done. I'm sorry. Thanks for bringing that up.
I mean, he could take volume 1, I could take part 2.
And then
You know what's in volume 1.
I can
Then they'll
go back.
switch.
I mean, I'll see what happened on this day and go back and see what happened on the day before.
Okay, any more?
Mayor, I wanted to bring that up about the waive the fees for
Go
Agnew
ahead.
Hall. Mr. Seymour, if he could give a little more information on it.
We've got a local guy in the community who works for himself, the Arch Street Gang, wanting to hold benefit. It's kind of a sense of urgency. We've got 3 dates that in August 10th, October 25th, or October 26th. We'd like to get the fees waived. He's fighting cancer, and they're going to try to have benefit to raise some money for him to the point where he can't work.
Have you checked on any of those dates?
They're all on the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just waiting on what the rest of the committee planning party
They're
decided.
going to try to do something pretty quick.
Can everything be planned and done by August 10th? Because I think
I
we
don't
should-
think so, and that's why
problem.
the next available date's October.
I would.
Oh, that's
You probably won't do that.
I would just make a motion that any date that you choose out of those 3, that the fees be waived for that event.
Oh, today's the 5th, so it would be impossible for the 10th.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else available?
No, not till October.
Well, we got Tart and Hoggy working on it, so they'll do the best they can, but it's came up awful quick.
Do you think maybe we could do another place, like the park pavilion over at the pool, or?
I'd rather let them do, I think they're the ones putting all the time.
Let them make the decisions?
Keith Faulkner.
Yeah, I'd rather let.
Keith has a big part in it too.
Keith Faulkner's
yeah.
working on it too, and he's got damn near
Yes,
all
he
it
has.
done,
Got a
but
lot.
not enough not for this weekend.
Well, that's the thing. Just wanting to get something, get back with Suzanne quick as they can.
Is there a second on the motion?
Need a motion?
We got a motion, we need a second.
Made a motion.
Mike made the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to old business.
Okay, I did, at the last meeting, told Mr. Cook that I would work on this resolution to address his concerns about the economic development duties. If you see, I have revised it completely, but included in the second paragraph to include marketing, branding, public relations, and economic development for the city of Lawrenceburg, because I do think there's going to be some economic development components to this position. So that's how I address that. Guess, are there any other concerns from the board?
I think you gotta have a typo that says Tan Event Center.
Probably. I've typed this thing so many times. Where is that? I'm sorry.
First paragraph.
Yep.
Oh,
Daily
it
operations
should
of
be
It should be
yeah.
the, okay. And do you know the number?
No, because I didn't see this in the packet. Sorry, Leslie.
That's okay. Last time it was 18. Have we passed any resolutions since then?
We might have passed one. I don't know for sure.
I don't think we have.
I can check in the morning.
Okay.
I got a comment I'd like to make on this. I do believe we need a marketing director, however, and I am going to vote no, because I don't think it should be a city employee. I think it should be a subcontractor, like we originally agreed for. We all originally agreed to when we appropriated the money for it.
But it's still a 1 year period subject to appropriation.
I did check with Umball on that, Mike, too, as far as commencing upon the hire date. And he said and I also talked to Charlie Pride with State Board of Accounts, and they said as long as it's appropriated, then it should be fine. Once we appropriate it for the year that you're in and it doesn't get used up, there is a carryover.
Okay.
A resolution to employ marketing director in conjunction with the new event center, whereas the city of Lawrenceburg and Hollywood Casino are partners in construction and eventual daily operations of the event center located in downtown Lawrenceburg. And whereas there is a need for a representative for the city to act in conjunction with the Hollywood Casino sales team to ensure the city's interests are maintained, including marketing, branding, public relations, and economic development for the city of Lawrenceburg in regard to the Lawrenceburg Event Center and Hotel and the community. And whereas the Common Council previously resolved to fill such position with a consultant or an independent contractor, not an employee, but now wishes to do so as an employee. And whereas the city budget provides for such a position. Now therefore it be resolved by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that 1, the Resolution 11/2013 passed on February 19th, 2013 is hereby repealed. 2, that the City of Lawrenceburg will hire an employee for the marketing director position by way of an employment contract. 3, that said position will be for a period of 1 year commenced upon the hire date, subject to appropriation. 4, the mayor's office will review the effectiveness and suitability of said employee on a yearly basis and may extend said employment contract accordingly, subject to appropriation.
It's number 17, Leslie.
Thank you.
Entertain a motion?
I got a comment.
No, it's not.
I disagree with Ms. Votal
Oh,
on her legal advice.
okay.
There is no carryover. It's 0 at the beginning of every year. We reappropriate.
But if you
So
already-
this person would need to be evaluated at the end of the year, or if we go ahead and make the appropriations by the end of the year, which I'm sure we will budget for 214, it would be.
Maybe I used the carryover in the wrong term for what I meant, but if you make a commitment in 1 year and it's for 1 year and it's $80,000, then that, I mean, we haven't used that money. We haven't put it elsewhere.
You will use a portion of it.
Right. And it does have to be reappropriated. That's why I put subject to appropriation.
Right, but it will start out at 0. It's not a carryover. Because we're not going to do 80,000 plus what was left over.
No, not
We're only gonna
not
do
from July to December.
Correct. So in 214, we're only going to do 80,000. So there
Correct.
will be no carryover.
I mean, the other 40,000 that was already appropriated for this job is something that the clerk treasurer, could use as far as that budget goes, or
it
that
can
the
fall
council
back.
could use as that budget.
Yeah, it can fall back too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to use the carryover, but they did tell me that it is if it's an ongoing obligation and we do a year contract, then the council does have to appropriate it again, just like.
Based on appropriations, starting at 0.
I don't know about the 0 part, but they said that there would be, have
Did
to
you
be an
read the State
appropriation.
Board of Accounts?
Okay.
I'd like to make a
Leslie,
motion to approve
excuse-
this resolution.
Okay, wait a minute. Leslie, it's really 18. I thought it was 17. Mike said, no, that was Dillsboro, so it's 18.
I got a motion on the floor.
Approve.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Roll call, please.
Jane?
No.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mike?
No.
JR?
Yes.
Okay, it's 3 yeses.
Mayor?
Yes.
I'd just like to say that I'm pretty excited that we finally have someone to market Lawrenceburg after all these.
Yeah, we need
You
it.
guys decide
I mean,
one
it's-
side or the other.
It's something this town has needed for many, many years. We're moving forward some. Any more old business?
Yes, I also have passed out to you a bill that was forwarded to my office from the treasurer's office from Nick Kyle,
What'd I do with
who
mine?
was the former attorney for the Lawrenceburg Common Council. I did look through all of this, just wanted to bring to the board's attention so it didn't go through an approval. We did send a letter out to them and told them, I believe it was March 16th or 18th.
To approve it.
That they would
Yeah.
no longer have we would no longer pay any bills after March 16th or 18th. If you look at the breakdown of this bill, it does include just the month of February. Jackie has checked her records and has
Here.
found that this bill
Send
has
that the
not
other way.
previously been
No, paid.
paid.
No.
So just wanted
I-
to bring it to the board's attention.
I checked numbers.
And we'll forward it
It
with
will-
a claim if.
Yeah, it will get processed after tonight.
Finally, the concrete program, our office has been working very diligently on collection of those claims. I did give you a letter that has basically the collection letters that were sent out. And these are the ones that our office is recommending to council that we file suit, provided that there's a valid contract and/or we are within the statute of limitations. There is a list here. $18 of them, I believe. So we are needing your consent to file suit on those. To date, we have obtained nine judgments altogether. 1, 2, 3 of those have been paid off completely, paid in full. The other ones are payments that are being made, and most of those were small claims where we went in and if there were things that needed to, we got some agreed judgments. If there was a judgment entered, the judge would ask them if there was so much per week or month that they could afford, and they've entered those amounts. I have not gone through and checked who has paid on those monthly or weekly amounts. There were some that we didn't get service on, so we're following up on those, and to have sheriff service. Let's see here, but there's been a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 lawsuits filed, And I didn't believe that's all of them. Just wanted to give you a bit of work. I do know there's been some talk through Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Channel 12 about this, our concrete files and that we're not trying to collect on these. I mean, it does take some time to file suit to get service on these people. I mean, some of them paid in full. There was a $2,700 that was paid in full as soon as we filed it. So I do think that this has been a worthwhile endeavor as far as trying to collect this stuff. Right now there are some ones that are just, there is one that is being, has something this month as far as a pretrial in Dearborn Circuit. There are some that we found that people are MIA. So, if I may show this list to people and see if you all can help us out as far as where some of these people are. There were a couple that the person who signed, usually the wife would not have signed and the husband's deceased. We have 2 of those. And so therefore we can't collect against the wife because she didn't sign. And then if they're deceased, their husband and wife, the estate's not open because everything passes to the wife, so therefore we're kind of SOL on those. One is in the amount of almost $14,000. So, but we are working diligently on these the small claims and the other claims. But the first thing I passed out, I guess I just need the okay to go ahead and proceed with suit on those.
Motion to proceed.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All against? Ayes have it.
Oh, yeah.
Any more old business? Comments from the audience?
Excuse me, sir, state your name, please.
My name is Bob O's. I own Bob O's the Levy.
Oh, okay.
The reason I'm here, I'm not here to bash anybody, I'm not here to ask for anything. I just want to make you aware. As Mr. Lawrence said a moment ago, the guy from the downtown area, it's struggling to get new business, keep people here, make them succeed. I'm a food and beverage operation. To be successful in food and beverage, you have to prepare. And then once you're prepared, you have to supply the customers with an enjoyable, professionally done experience. That's what I've done here for any event in Lawrenceburg that I've been associated with. I was informed on the 29th of July that the dancing in the street was being moved up to my corner. I prepared. Man hours, inventory. If anybody's been in the food and beverage industry, bars, we have to pay this stuff up. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock, the stage was moved. It's devastating to us. I guess what I'm asking for, whether it was miscommunication, whether it was a case of the left hand not knowing what the right hand. I want to continue participating in Lawrenceburg events, but I can't afford another mess up like that. Thank you.
I want to clarify one thing too. It was supposed to be up here in the first place, my understanding. Then they got it moved down there. The reason we stopped it was safety reasons. They was in the fence and going to construction yards. I had my staff come to me, Carl came to me, and Mario, and my safety director. They said, we need to move this thing, because it's going to be, you couldn't have done the crowd we had out here, you couldn't have put it down there. It wasn't big enough. I made the call.
It was the same
I did it for safety reasons. It wasn't nothing against you or anybody else. I did it for safety reasons.
I'm not arguing that.
And I have an obligation to this city to do safety, and I will do it.
I agree. You have to make that decision. The setup was the same as what it would have been when, I believe, the band was DV8 up there. I'm not positive.
Yeah, that was in June, right?
Yeah, the setup was the same. As far as your judgment, I'm not questioning that one bit. That's your job to do what's best for Lawrenceburg. I know from my standpoint, though, what we had to put out, man hours, etc., inventory costs, and being a new business, those things are huge. I don't have the bankroll. And whatever happens in the future, whether they have it here, whether they put it on the parking garage, whether they put it wherever they put it, I don't think, handle another situation where 3 hours beforehand it is yanked out from in front of me if that's where I'm told it's going to be. Is all I'm saying. Listen, I'm just making a statement. I'm not here to argue the case. You made your judgment. You did what you thought was right.
I met with Pat this morning. I think it's worked out. I think where she's going to go, it's a better location anyway.
Is Oktoberfest supposed to be right there?
It was supposed to be, yes. But, you know, that's the bottom line. My wife and me, we've rolled the dice. We've invested our future in this downtown. And I just, you know, wherever this is going to be, fine. If it's not going to be by us, fine. I know that. God's sake, don't say it's going to be one place and then 3 hours beforehand yank it out, because the liquor, the beer, the inventory, the man hours, the food, I have to pay for all this stuff in advance. And roughly, you've been in the food and beverage industry, so you'll understand. To me, it was roughly a $4,000 swing. And in inventory, that's huge. That's it. I'm a new business, and anyway, yeah, just thank you for listening to me.
Like you said, last time down there, it was the same thing, the same fencing, everything, and there was no issues. I mean, I don't see why it should be moved. They could put up an extra fence if people are climbing in there, but at the last one in June, same fencing. I didn't see anybody go on the fence. I was standing there the whole time.
We had construction company come to us and said they was going in on the land. It was very congested down there anyway. That's the reason we moved.
That was on a Thursday night on Music on the River. There were people that had breached the fence, and
the crowd they had out here Friday, I don't think you could put down on the street. We had a big crowd.
And I am sorry for any type of delay. I mean, it was after a meeting, and it came to my attention. I was down in High County, came back, and just the way that at that time the construction site looked there was no way that we wanted to have people down there. By the time they got out of there and cleaned up for the night, there's still no way for them to secure it completely. There's still ways in. And I talked to Pat that night, and I do not think that. I think we're just putting ourselves out there for liability if we have events as big as the one that we had here, close to that. I wasn't aware of the one in June, or I wasn't, it was, but I do think that it's something that I think the mayor and Main Street have talked about it since, and it maybe in a more neutral position instead of people getting upset, what end of the street it is, somewhere in the middle, might be the most fair way to do it. So.
Well, whether it's here, whether it's down there, Mr. Lansing has to prepare. He has to purchase a god awful lot more amount of inventory.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like you said, I've been in the business before, and you have to pay for your beer and liquor up front. I wish we could help him some way, because he's under the assumption that he has to buy this $4,000 worth of liquor, and now how is he going to sell it? How long is it going to take him to sell it to recoup it? Because if you guys are moving the Oktoberfest one somewhere else, he's not going to make it up next month. When is he going to make it up?
It's not a spoilage item, though, is it? It doesn't spoil.
I'm going to lose some money.
The food part,
I have food. And a lot of our food that we do at Pablo's is, we make it there. We hand do it, whatever. I am gonna lose some product. Some product I'm gonna freeze, obviously. It's just the whole overall picture of it. You know, whatever, put it wherever it's gonna be put. But don't say it's going to be one place, and 3 hours later send down fork trucks and pull that. That's what killed me. Yeah, it wants to be down here with Pinhead, fine. If it wants to be up there with me, fine. If it wants to be on top of Riverwatch's boat, fine.
I kind of agree with Mrs. Votel on this one. Maybe do a center thing.
That'd be better.
Because right there where the old Dearborn, I call it the Dearborn Savings and Loan Building, you know, from that alley down.
What the problem is, we're moving this stage, and I'm bringing the workforce in there at 1 o'clock in the morning to move this stage.
I know,
Right
but
down here, you've got it setting down here, we don't have to move this stage. They can leave it right down here where it's at and have a bigger crowd in there than what they had out of here.
We
And
were
don't
talking
have to
about
move
the
that
lot
stage.
over here behind the city building. I mean, that's kind of in the middle of everything, and
Yep.
we are in the process of possibly raising that house there soon, so, I mean, that might be something for the future as far as.
So, Mary, you're saying where the stage is at now, you can leave
Thursday
it
nights,
sit?
and have right there, the same thing. Takes the beer wars out, because I know you people are fighting amongst each other.
Well, you know, I'm caught in the middle of this beer war.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been here long enough. I'm trying to, yeah, I'm caught in the middle of the beer war.
You probably are, but there's one going on.
You know, my history. It's probably not a bad place to be. I had my gravy job at the casino. The beer wars I'm not involved in. I'm trying to make peace.
Center of Walnut.
But,
I didn't know it was
devastating when they moved down here.
Sorry about that.
But where did they move it to?
That gentleman in the blue shirt, you come up in front, please.
I thought it was the station was at Center.
Is there any way that we can help Bob by still having the Oktoberfest down there and getting some extra fencing so he can at least recoup what he's already bought
We're not gonna go back down there.
for the last one?
We talked to Pat about moving over to the, what they have Thursday nights. That way I don't have to pay anybody to come in and move that stage 1 o'clock in the morning.
So you're thinking about having Oktoberfest where you have music on the river?
Pat is, I'm not.
Well, that would benefit Bobo's.
It benefit them all.
Well, it's a neutral site.
Yeah, it's a neutral site, it benefit them all.
You know, I'm scheduling some stuff with Queen City Sausage, scheduling some stuff with German beer. I can sell it anyplace. But, you know, once again, if it would get changed 3 hours beforehand, what am I supposed to do?
Do you want to help him out?
Another issue is, I'm on the Main Street Board. I mean, I'm not a voting member, but I'm on the board. Is one of the reasons for the party in the street is to get people down and going in and out of the businesses. And you put it on Short and High Street, there's no businesses to go in and out of. When I'm down here for wine walk or party in the street, the businesses stay open and people are going in and out all up and down the street. But over here, you're just going to be cooped up in a parking lot and not checking out the businesses.
My problem is down here, that's unsafe. We don't want it down there. And that,
But maybe somewhere, like I said, in the middle of the street. I mean, that might be, the fairest way to do it.
I think that is fair, yeah. I mean, between the two places and block it off so they can go to back and forth.
Right.
But, I mean, that's
Oh,
more.
we'd have to deal with the railroad, but other than that.
that'd be all right, but it's too congested down High Street. That's not a place we're
Well,
gonna have
and
trouble.
another point too is the event center, once the event center is open, there's no way that you're gonna be able to do anything like that down there on Friday nights. I mean, hopefully, the traffic will be in,
Yeah.
So,
State your name.
My name's Al Schran. We own in Treasurer's Gift Shop on the other side. Aaron had a good point. What happens is, block the street off at Center Street. It's a good day for us. After you get past Center Street, and not only us, but it hurts everybody south of Center Street and High Street. Anytime the road's closed like that. Been here now for 8 months. We are the last of the pop-up stores. Lisa and I, our number one goal, and we've told everybody on the board, that the reason we're here is to try to help Lawrenceburg change. I'm from Western Hills. Great opportunity here. The new event center coming on board. Beautiful community. You got great sidewalks. You got great entertainment. You got a lovely street. More to offer here. I mean, it's between Hollywood and the city council. I'm asking you three. Come into the event center for a convention, for any kind of dance, for any kind of Hollywood entertainment. We should have a place for those people to stay. Not to go to downtown Cincinnati, not to go to the banks, not to go to Newport and Levy, not to go to the Horseshoe. They should stay here. Once we get them here, don't let them leave. A lot of empty buildings down here. It pains me to see, very granted, but to see Brookville get $300,000. Drop that up. It has all the potential in the world. I don't see anything changing. 8 months we've been here, I haven't seen it. Lost all our pop-up stores.
Exactly.
They weren't retained. They're gone. And that's hurt us a lot. Making changes to make our store better. And I'm asking you guys to come and see our store. You can shop at our store. We go to Bob O's, we go to Riverwatch, okay? We go to other stores in downtown Lawrenceburg to support them. And that's what we need. Like Friday night, that was a killer. And I was there with Bob O, and I saw what happened. I don't want to talk about what happened, it's done, it's over. Okay, but preparation is what it's all about. It was a tragedy what happened Friday night. I saw, I was there. I saw the party. It was very successful. We had a good night. For that, we had a real good night. But those Friday nights, I'm going to tell you, we have those wine walks beforehand. We spend probably about $300 to $325. That's what we supply all the wine. We supply the food, just like Cindy does. Other retail businesses do the same thing. Adam, who was up here earlier. All those retailers, like 9 or 10 of us, I know we spend upwards of $300 for that. It's great marketing for us, okay? We have that party in the street somewhere else off of Walnut. You can't move. The bar businesses can take their beer, can take their mixed drinks, and move it to that occasion. We're not able to do that. That's why it's so important to keep it on Walnut Street.
I'd try to see if we do half block. That corner, we can't go back on that corner.
Well, I think we've got two issues here, okay? Got not wanting to block Walnut Street because it affects. I'm going to just be honest with you, where this party in the street started out. The concept really was to bring people downtown. And it starts at 8. Typically, we never had any merchants open at 8. So it was really never designed. The party in the street was really never designed to benefit merchants. Okay? It was designed more, and especially when we started moving it back and forth, to give a little assist to the bars. But that wasn't the number one thing. The number one thing was to bring people downtown and have them have a good experience. But now, Al, see, once again, if we put that stage in the middle of Central, we're blocking off people in the middle of Walnut Street. We're blocking off people again. So, what I'm saying, even if we moved it down by the tracks between the two places, you're still effectively blocking traffic off. So I know what we're trying to do. Sometimes I think we try to do too much with every single thing that we do, and then we end up with what we had on Friday, not really helping anybody. Well, I mean, overall, it was a very good event. A lot of the businesses did very well. But sometimes we try to do too much with one event, and then we're tripping over ourselves.
Well, then our mistake is having the wine.
Yes, it is out. And I think that's, Mayor, I think that's
Right.
the conclusion a lot of us came to. We really should have never combined. This is the first year we combined the two, and we learned a lesson from it.
Tell you, I've done a lot of festivals and things in this town. That is the best place to have it, right over that lot. Safety-wise, you can block it off a lot better. You're gonna be congested, because these crowds are getting bigger. You've done a good job. You brought people to town. The crowds are gonna get bigger and bigger.
Well, the more times we bring them downtown,
The more business you're gonna get.
the business does well.
Right. It's gonna help out. And the thing is about this, the bars, when they get done at 12 o'clock, guess where a lot of those people going? To the bars.
That's right.
So they're not really gonna lose. They're gonna get the patrons anyway.
And when we have our wine walks and the party in the street, our doors don't close until 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Right.
And that's awesome.
And once your name gets around, people's gonna start coming to you.
It has. We've got repeat customers, and we're seeing that, and everybody loves our store. But I'm not up here to talk about my store. I'm just talking about what is needed, I think, in that. I mean, the push should be Walnut and High Streets.
I
That's
agree.
where it's at.
We have to have the people down here, and that's what we're trying to do.
Believe me, that's our best.
And this event center is gonna take care of a lot of that. Then we can see the shops opening up.
But don't you think we have the shops ready and open before that event?
And how are they gonna support themselves before that does?
Hard.
Yes, it is.
Believe me, I know it's very, very difficult. Because here we are sitting here, and we feel like we're on an island by ourselves.
You gotta have a
I look across
niche,
the street and I see empty store, empty store, empty store.
but you gotta have a niche shop too. Just not every shop's gonna work down here.
I asked you to walk in our store and see what we got.
You've got a good store. I've heard good things about it. I have.
I would love for you to see you in there, because I think, and all of you, that goes for I know Aaron's been in there, Mel's been in there. I don't know if you have or not.
I have not been there yet.
But I think that's
My
it.
wife has.
Okay, and I asked
I
you,
have.
Shane, have you been in?
I'm not much of a shopper.
We actually just redid the whole store.
Right.
Okay, but I'm not up here to promote our store. I'm just trying to get something to happen in our, I say it's our, I don't feel like a Bridgetonian anymore, because I'm never up there. I'm down here all the time. We're involved with everything. And I think we've got all the capabilities in the world of making this place. Talking about Brookville, this should be a destination right here. Lawrenceburg.
Not
But
Brookville.
it should be. I mean, Belterra is a destination. It's a resort. Hollywood and Lawrenceburg should be the same thing.
We're working on that. We are. We're working Hollywood on some things.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Go ahead.
John Davis, agree with pretty much everything. I agree about the safety issues too. I think we knew about these things probably, 2 weeks ago? And hopefully we can start improving the communications with Main Street for these type things. But on the safety thing, I'd like to just bring up the construction side a little bit, because if that is such a severe issue about safety around the perimeter. Coming back from Riverwash last night, just looking at the area right there underneath the levee area is pitch black, right near the fencing where this bags and stuff are at and the fencing is put up. Is there any way we can get any kind of lighting up in that area up there? Because it is like dark as pitch when you go under that levee area and try to get out of there and onto the main street up there. So that is a safety issue too. I don't know if we can get any additional lighting. There's a couple of light posts that are up there currently, but they're not very bright. And when you walk out there, you're literally walking in the dark trying to find your way past a planter, so that'd be really helpful.
That's
Light it up tomorrow, get with Mel.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. Any more from the audience? Hearing none, review and discuss claims, board approval. Any motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, sir. Is your back bothering you?
She said 3 times. These guys are talking about economic development.
Now I gotta find my keys all over again.
That may be. He's got it all cushions gone on one side.
This?
We have a comprehensive plan.
Right.
So maybe she has to choose
For 18 months. Nothing.
The marketing director should have been here months ago too.
Should have been here last year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. He won't.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to some of the guys, the company people.
We're gonna meet with them. We got some other things.
I did put your name down for
Good.
but I put.
It was still.
Hey there, young lady. Yeah, I'm trying to say. Get with those guys on a tax.